We are live. Welcome. Here we go. Connection to the camera keeps getting fucked up. Not sure why. It keeps on happening. Seems to be they're suggesting it's something to do with Zoom or some bullshit like that. It's weird. But there's really no reason this should be happening, right? I can't see any reason why this is happening. It's hard to see what's going on here. Here we go. This is, hey, Commander, how are you doing? Okay, I don't know why this is up here. Good morning. All right, like I really wanted to have my camera on today because it's muting me on top of it. I'm trying to suggest to people they should let me be on camera, even not great looking dude. Anyway, it's a quiet day. I got stuff to do. Hey Zach, good to see you. Good to see you. I did have a snazzy hat on, but it won't. But I'm wearing my Canadian fishing hat. I wish I could show it because this Canadian flag really doesn't want me to be on. Anyway, good morning. Hey, Top Tester, good to see you. I think the last time I ran into you were off to work in somebody's side chat. I can't remember whose. I've been, well, for the last month or so, pretty much the whole month of January, things have been crazy. I just got to tell my wife something important here while I'm talking. I just need to tell her that I've got the laundry happening from our room. And next. All right, so just letting her know that I woke up. I went to bed last night at my usual time. I was tired as fuck. Like just fucking tired. I could barely keep my eyes open. I was trying to we had supper together and I tried to keep my eyes open through everything. Anyway, I think I got things sorted out here. I did manage to cut my finger with doing laundry this morning. I had a quick shower. I didn't bother shaving my head or anything like that. I just, I wanted to wash myself off from work yesterday. Sometimes if I get really dirty, I'll shower right after work. But in the wintertime, I have clothes covering most of me. So I usually just go wash my hands off. I wear gloves all day at work when I'm not in the truck. But my hands just get filthy. It's just unbelievable. I think it's even just touching the gloves. And then it gets inside the gloves. And then it's better than being freezing cold. And I got to find some better gloves to keep from getting soaking wet. But it's been rough this time of year because we've been having mild middays where it's maybe around the freezing mark and then minus 15, minus 20 overnight. So you wake up in the morning and everything's super frozen. So you're trying to wear cold weather gear and then it starts warming up in the sun and then it's just kind of sloppy and messy. We also, yesterday I did a run down by the lake. So it's significantly warmer delivering stuff down by the lake as opposed to being a little bit north up on the ridge. The area of Southern Ontario that I live in is a little further up and west. But yesterday I did deliveries to the east side. Picked up in the north side of the GTA. So that's Toronto, not Grand Theft Auto. And then delivered stuff down by the lake on the east side of the GTA, out in Durham region, they call it. And then I had to run back. They thought they had something for me to do, couldn't make it happen. And today ended up being quiet. So I'm off work today with this new company. So it's been good, though. I worked full 5 days last week. So just sort of giving people an update on that if you're interested in what's going on. But the month of January was very busy for me. Losing my first job, or my original job, I lost my first day back in January. I haven't really streamed a whole lot about that. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but then I went into okay, it's time to start, upgrading my resume, applying for jobs, applied to a bunch of jobs. And then I got one. Within 2 weeks, I had tested for a job and I took the job. And it's great. Oh, Commander, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, Commander, I hope they will take you back. And if they won't, I hope somebody else will work with you. Hey, Trees. And I hope I've said hi to everybody. I think I did. Yeah, Commander's here. Spooky's here. Did I say hi, Spooky? Spooky's here. Commander's here. Top's here. Zach's here. And it's great to have people drop in and say hi. And I'm sorry I don't have better visuals. You know what I could do is I could present something. I could share my screen. The thing is, I'd have to find a thing, right? So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make a thing, and I'm gonna find something cool to share. And maybe what we'll do is we'll look at like what's going on. We'll look at what's going on. I don't know what though. There's a whole bunch of crap going on in the world. So when you go to like Microsoft Bing, whatever that is, there's like all these news things mixed in with garbage, like stuff that's just obviously not true. It's crazy. It's crazy, all this stuff here. Yeah, so anyway, there's all this stuff going on. So I think what I need to do is talk about things people want to hear about. So what I can do is like do this. I'll share this. I mean, at the very least, this is something to look at. So I don't know what this is. This looks pretty cool. They give me these with Microsoft Bing, which is like sort of a search engine, I guess. And I've been using the Microsoft Edge search engine as kind of my main browser, and then I've had trouble with it. So I went to Chrome. So I'm actually trying to do this on Chrome. And by doing this thing, it's very difficult to make it all work. It's weird. I haven't been feeling well with this being tired, and I hope I'm not getting sick. And my wife is talking to me again because she doesn't know I'm doing this. And I'm just letting her know that I'm feeling a little unwell because she's asking me how I am. And I want to make sure she's okay. But yeah, I went to go lay down last night, and I woke up and everyone was gone. I had slept through the entire morning routine. So like I think I slept for like over 10 hours. So I went to bed. I fell asleep before 9 o'clock last night, which is normal for me because I wake up at 3:30 in the morning often. Sometimes as late as 4 or 4:30, but usually not later than 4:30. And that was kind of the truth in my last job. It's kind of weird. And I see, okay, my wife's letting me know we have some medicines. I'm going to try that. Later I'll try it. Anyway, yeah, so Trees knows people. So Trees was working at a truck stop. And Commander's talking about that. I love the fact that people are connected in the real world. People know things. And we have a lot of truckers in the community. I suspect a lot of truckers in the community gravitate towards me because I talk about trucks and trucking sometimes. But what's been interesting is, and I'm main thing I was going to talk about today, because I wasn't going to be on today. I don't usually stream from the truck, and I might if I get stuck doing stuff. One of the jobs at my new job sounds like I'd be like doing overnight waiting for crews and stuff, so I'd sleep in the truck. But depending on how tired I am, I could see myself doing a short late night stream from the cab of the truck, where I'll just be sitting on a highway or a road where they're doing paving work and stuff. It sounds like that's one of the things we do. But I'm new there, so I haven't tried that yet. I don't know how that works. So maybe you look forward to that. But the 169 sub special is coming. It is coming. And so that's going to be culmination of the 69 sub special, which I said I would do and didn't because I guess life got busy. And then the 100 sub special, which came and went and never happened. And so now the 169 sub special is here. And I think 169 is something to celebrate. It is, as Ember said, another trucking friend from the community. she pointed out that it is the square root of 13. Or sorry, the square root of 169 is 13. It's the square of 13. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, you were a combat support driver delivery of ammunition explosives. So Trees has been a truck driver as well. Military trucking seems a bit different from civilian trucking, I guess we'll say, in that they drive. Oftentimes they drive regular trucks that are just upgraded for military use. And they're just, a lot of the ones in Canada are just sort of painted green with our military livery, but some of them are really specially made trucks and they look pretty cool. One of the interesting things about them is they're extremely Spartan, which is an interesting approach. Like I've always wondered why, and I guess it's to make people tough. But I've always wondered why military vehicles go out of their way to be extra hard on people's bodies, whereas in civilian trucking, ergonomics has gotten better and better and better. And I was looking at a video of a guy who had restored or was going to restore an old truck, and like that's the kind of truck my dad drove when he started. They got to be more comfortable. The 5-ton LMTV with a full auto 40 millimeter grenade launcher. Well, that would be pretty cool. So one of the things I've noticed about the ones we have, like a 5-ton or 2.5, a deuce and a half truck, you can buy those and just sort of drive them around. Here, I think you can drive them with a G license, and that one of the things that might be true in the military is I know they give you a military license, which allows you to drive stuff in the military, which might translate well into driving civilian vehicles. But I remember watching a video about military training, and there's things that civilian drivers do that they just get comfortable with that in the military they train out of you. I don't know if they train it out of you to the point that like you never slip back into it. But what they do is they train you to have like your hands perfectly on the steering wheel all the time, and no like resting your hand on the shifter. You shift and get back to the steering wheel. And that is really good advice for good driving. It's true that your reflexes and your ability to control a vehicle are really good and they've changed it around. They've had it like at 10 and 2, and they've had it at I think they've had it at 9 and 3 and different things like that. 9 and 3 reminds me of like the Knight Rider, like David Hasselhoff driving that truck. But yeah, you know what? In cab on rollback. So usually wire in cab on rollback. So to me, like Top, you could explain this, but the wire in cab on rollbacks, like the rollback, like I think of a rollback truck as like one that tilts off. But yeah, and I wanted to see what you're talking about here. So you're doing plumbing hydraulic lands on large record. I think you didn't mean lands. I think you're doing hydraulic lines on large records. So you're doing driveline work. I think we've talked about this before, Top. I can't remember, but if you work on drive lines, wiring cab on rollback. Yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on in hydraulics. So the truck I'm driving now is wet lined, which is shop talk for having a hydraulic reservoir with a pump on a PTO. And the truck I drive has the PTO is also plumbed to run a dump truck, which I've never done. So it has a couple of different settings, and it's done with air switch levers. And I've been used to running a truck with a rocker switch that's an on-off type of thing, and it just runs the pump. This one turns the pump on, and then it runs some other stuff. But wetline work is really cool. A lot of people probably drive by wetline trucks all the time and have no idea what they're seeing, and don't realize how much work is done by the physics of hydraulics. And it's the same with construction equipment and lifting and material placing equipment. Hello, Holly. Great to see you. Thank you for coming by. So for those that don't know, we made it past, and Holly, I'm letting you know this. You're going to be hopefully able to join us for the 169 sub special. And because we're celebrating the 100 sub special, and 69 is just funny because it's a sexual reference to simultaneous oral sex with your partner, which is awesome. And maybe we'll get people to talk about their favorite positions and whether or not that makes the top 10. Because like you don't have to say what they are, but you could tell us, like, just is it in the top 10? Because I gotta say, I've heard people say this before, and I kind of agree. It's a lot to deal with all at once. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try it. And if you like it, you like it. But for some reason, 69 has become hilarious. I've had one request so far for the 169 sub special, and I am looking for guests to join me. I've got a couple of folks that have said they will be there for sure when I told them that this was coming. And then so I have to set a date and a time. So if you're watching this now or in the future and you have like a time when you wish I would do this, oftentimes for me it's on a weekend, and I know we have people that watch me from around the world, but I think generally speaking, North America and Europe are the main people that watch, and there's a couple of Oceania, Australasian watchers, and maybe even a couple of Asian ones. But yeah, I will be on 200 subs before you know what, Spooky? Whether I am or not, it'll still be the 169 sub special. So I'm thinking, with my life being sort of in a disarray, I'm not going to do it this coming weekend, but maybe the following weekend. And one of the thoughts I had is it would be great because so many of the people that I love and that come and hang out with me are from like the same community that hangs out at BSS. I was thinking it'd be great to do the special and have it lead into BSS, but there's other people that do that as well, and I don't want to step on their toes and stuff. So I thought maybe the best way to deal with that would be to either find out if people actually like that idea, and if they do, then I'll do that. And maybe some of the folks that traditionally stream at that time, I could have them as guests and let them co-stream. And because I'm such a small creator, I don't know if people are gonna like dig that or not, because I'm not bringing people subs for the most part. Although I do want to say, Sunday, you've been thinking of changing. Okay, yeah, because Zach, you've been doing Sundays. And so for me, the biggest problem on weekends is I'm with my family and we're out doing stuff. And last weekend on Saturday, both of my kids had stuff going on. And then my mom got a brand new dog. We went to go meet the new dog at my sister's house. My son was playing with his friend at our place, and his friend lives near my sister's house. And so we dropped his friend off and then went to my sister's and had supper. And it was really the first time we'd seen them since before Christmas, because I'd been over there helping them with their renos and stuff, but the family hadn't hung out. So it was kind of like, it wasn't really our Christmas, but it was the first time we got to hang out since before Christmas, and we never got to hang out because of people's schedules. So that was really nice. I loved getting out to see my family, and of course my family, most of my family live right in Toronto, which is not that far away. Like you could plot a path to it. It's not that far away, but it's a long drive because of the traffic. And I sadly drive by them all the time, but never get to stop because, bringing a transport truck in the residential neighborhoods in Toronto is really rough to do. And when they ask me to do that, it's done with planning. And my old job had much bigger stuff to deal with. This one, I think it'll be some of that, but I'm looking forward to the new job. I'm glad to have a day off to rest because I was super tired. The weekend kind of wore me out, and yesterday was kind of like a regular day. I gotta say, I'm having a few minor issues getting used to the new job and remembering to do certain things. And I think it all comes from years of training to do job A and then losing job A and then doing job B, which seems so similar, but has a whole different set of circumstances. I'm struggling. And, I shouldn't be struggling with such simple stuff. I'm not struggling with the trucking part of it. I'm struggling with doing the paperwork their way. Like they have a different way and I'm having trouble. They have different sheets to fill in. They do it a different way and I'm having trouble catching on to it. And my boss sent me a note last night and said, "Oh, you didn't do this right again." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck." But you know what? I'm gonna figure it out. And that's what I said. I said, I will figure this out. I need to get a better plan. So So I was thinking, like, one of the problems I have is handwriting. I do not write well by hand. So I'm actually thinking maybe what I need to do is track my stuff on like my phone so that it's done right, and then just transpose it out at the end of the day. So I'm doing it, clean, dry at the end of the day, write things out, and then upload them. But they need these handwritten sheets on their sheet. And I'm going to try to put something together. So that's one of the things I was going to do today, is just to make my life easier, is maybe like try to write up like a little spreadsheet where I can do things that captures all the right information. And then I can like sort of meet the expectations of the new business. Because the old one had just a different way. It was a very similar information being collected. So it's a very similar job, right? I pick up equipment and materials from place A and put them in place B. That was what I did before. So it's gonna be crazy, Yeah, and as Zach's saying, yeah, Miss is going through a similar thing. She's changed from being a personal care into one in a care home, and then to the same thing in a different place in the training. Yeah, you know what? When you've done something for years, and then all of a sudden, and you like, it almost feels like you're in the same job, right? Because it's so similar. And then you pull out the sheet and you're like, oh, this looks different. What? And then you got to remember what to do. Oh, I think. Oh, this is Commander. I think you're. Oh, there's been a gap in. Okay, we're in that part of the world. Okay, I think. Oh, I think, yeah. Commander's trying to see if they can go back to. Let's go back to America and see how things are there, because their mother is very ill. And I'm wishing you and your mother very well, Commander. I realize, yeah, it's hard to when you're overseas, getting the same kind of care from a cost point of view, like getting like insurance care. Like maybe you had insurance for like emergency travel care, but it's hard to that's a hard thing to deal with. And when you're traveling on like sort of a vacation, you can get temporary emergency care, but then oftentimes the insurance company wants to, like, they want to put you on a plane and get you to where they don't have to pay anymore, or they don't have to pay as much or whatever. I don't know if you're going through any of that, but I'm wishing you well. And yeah, I guess getting yourself back to the USA is going to be rough. And I don't know. Hey, Sumami, what is oh, you're a mod. I'll behave. You don't have to behave, Sumami. I gotta make Holly a mod. I gotta remember how to do that. I think what I gotta do, Holly and I are mods together on another channel. So like, it would be wrong for me not to. Oh, I'm watching some show about Swedish immigration. Somebody put a short up. I don't understand any of it. Oh, did you know that Ember just uploaded something 8 hours ago? Okay, so my videos. I need to go watch myself. Oh, it is so hard to do this. All right. Here we go. Here, I found it. And then, so what I got to just tune into this. Holy fuck. This is ridiculous. Anyway, so while I'm doing this, I'm going to say I've uploaded a bunch of songs recently that I'd love people to check out. So if you're able to, check in, that would be great. Oh, DC is live. She must be live with a members only. Yeah, she's doing a members only, DC, and I love her stuff. Really enjoy tuning into DC, and her stuff doesn't get into politics, which I was tired of when Trump was running, and I'm still tired. And we're getting into this stuff with the US. So that's one thing. One of the things I absolutely know. I absolutely know this. This is interesting. And I'm gonna say it's fun. So I have been getting people asking me, because I'm Canadian, what do I think? Yeah, Holly, you go do that. And Holly, I'm gonna try hard to make you a mod if I can get my thing to come up again. It's playing me everyone's video but my own. And I don't know why. And hey, NA, Native Atheist, great to see you. Haven't run into you in a little bit, but I've been doing terrible at this stuff. I have done 100 quizzes. This is not helpful. How do you not know that this isn't helpful? Oh, well, anyway, I'm going to stop doing this. Anyway, good to see you. Good to see you, Native Atheist. And yeah, Holly, please come back when you're not having a migraine, and please don't have migraines if you can at all help it. My wife's been getting migraine type headaches or some kind of headache. I worked with a guy who got these things called cluster headaches, and it would like knock him out. He had his own business and masonry and stuff, and he was having a rough time. It was terrible. It's terrible. He would lose weeks of work over the course of a year. Yeah, I love getting in. It muted me. Holy fuck. Okay. Sorry guys. Can you hear me now? Please blink. You can hear me. Actually, no, you're going to have to type something. You have to type something in the chat. Holy shit. I tried to see if the camera would work, and so it muted me, which was great. All right, so yeah, the stream's still up. Yeah, I'm sorry. I clicked the button. There was a French comic that did this thing. It was probably 20 years ago, but he was making fun of like all the things, like if you count the amount of times in a day and then work out like what people do with their lives. No, sorry everybody. I clicked the button. Hey, Andrew, have I apologized to you yet for banning you from Joe's page like a month and a half ago? I'm sorry. I had no idea I did that. I put my phone in my pocket and knocked you out for like 24 hours. And then Ember had to tell me. So I'm sorry, Andrew. Thanks for coming by though. So this guy had this routine, and he was a French Canadian. So he said, you know, you gotta figure out all the things that you do in your day and work them out for your lifetime. And he's like, you know, how many times you flush the toilet, how many times you click the mouse, how many times you jerk the wiener, and all that stuff. And he said, and then you add it up and make it into like the time. You know, I'm glad you knew it was an accident. There's something wrong with, I have giant hands. People love to comment on my amazing radio voice, which doesn't come through when I do stuff on the actual like YouTube in public, and then people like talk about how my hands are fucked. But yeah, my hands are fucking wildly huge. And so I think what happens is like parts of my hand that I don't have control over touch the screen on my phone. It was better when we had buttons. Back in the BlackBerry days when there were physical buttons and you had to actually push hard on things instead of just like a momentary tap. And how many times do you tap the phone? And this is the thing, is this guy did this like in 2001. He's like, he talk about click the mouse. Sorry, I'm not really making fun of French Canadians. I love French Canadians. I hope Justin comes by and watches this and sees me do this and see me say click the mouse. I might need a stylist, yes. And Holly, I also need a stylist, apparently. But in case you don't know, if you weren't here when my camera was working for 15 seconds, I have a big Canada flag on my hat. So people ask me about this Canadian trade war with the U.S. And I guess I saw a note that Mexico has made a deal. Apparently, Justin talked Trump into just putting a 30-day pause on this so they can figure it out. It does make sense since we're actually we're starting like a federal election cycle. Maybe we should see who ends up running the country before we make a deal. But it's been really like taking over social media, regular media. Like it's on the radio. It's a big enough deal that like rock radio stations are talking about it. It's that kind of a story. Like, you know, when a music station is like, hey, what the fuck? Like in between like Pearl Jam and INXS, you know that something's up, right? When the DJ actually mentions something like this. So yeah, it would fit into the category of like a hurricane or a major blizzard or, you know, Toronto getting an NFL team or something. I don't even think we should do that, but people keep talking about it. Anyway, I don't know if the Super Bowl happened or not, but I think it's coming. If you time someone out for a long time in a side chat, another mod can override that by timing that same person out for 10 seconds, apparently. Oh, cool, Spooky. That's good to know. Well, I think people tried stuff with Andrew. And Andrew, I'm glad you still support Canada and Mexico because I'm Canadian. If you can't tell from my accent, I'll tell you that I clicked the mouse. Anyway, this guy, I want to tell you the joke because the guy's joke is hilarious, and I wish I could remember the guy's name, but it's from like 20 some odd years ago. But in the early 2000s, he's like, at the end of your life, when you look at it, you're gonna have spent 3.5 years click the mouse. And because people that work at computers, like you add up all the little like the instance, like less than a second it takes to click the mouse, and you add it all up, and he's like, this is what it works out to. Because like, he had some real numbers he got from somewhere. Yeah, Commander, I gotta agree. Commander. There's no excuse for any of this disgusting behavior from him. No, there isn't. And what I was thinking is like what I should do is I should find some of my artwork, and I don't know how to do that. But I think I do. I do know how to do that. Oh, did I just minimize the whole fucking screen? I'm trying to find something. I'm trying to find this. And then I was thinking I could go to here, and then I could find like this. Here we go. There. This is what I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to this. I go to log in with Google, log in with this, and here we go. And then I can see some of my artwork, and here we go. There it is. Okay, now I can do this. Okay, so now I can minimize this, and then I can go back to this, and then I can stop screen, and then present, and present, share screen, and then I can go to window, I'll stream your entire screen. I don't know if I can do this. I guess I can. But then if I do this, and then if I'm doing that, and then I go back over to here, do you guys see this? You guys see this, or is it like not there? And I can open a file. Okay. All right, so here we go. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see this. So this is if I gotta go, I gotta go look and see if you can see this. Can you guys see the file? That's AI. Yes. So this is a FOC. This is the FOC right here. And so I download it again, open the file. Okay. Yeah, so this is the FOC right here. So I'm doing merch, right? And I wanna explain this, okay? Like if you have an interest in my catchphrases, the FOC and rectally sourced, I'm thinking I need a FOC. So this is one AI FOC that I put in my rectally sourced song, and I thought I'd share it with you. I don't know how I'm making it so big. Anyway, yeah. Oh, I got the hand on it. Okay. So yeah. So this probably won't be the FOC, but this is one of them. That's one of the ones I have. And what I'd like to do, if I go back to this, so I close that, and then explore products. No, that's not what I want. Generate. No. I want to go to my creations. Here it is. My creations. This is the one I want here. So, here we go. This is what I'm thinking right here. Okay. Open up here. Come on. There we go. Is it here? No. Jesus Christ. Okay. Open this. Download. Here it is. This is the one right here. No, that's not it. Jesus. Okay. It'll be this one. There we go. This is it, guys. This is the one I'm looking for right here. I want to put this on. I want people to tell me if they like this. So, there it is. And then, so what I need to do is I got to go back to, I'll just save this. Okay. And then, okay. So, stop sharing. Come on. Oh, now I don't know how to go back. I guess if I press escape. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'll do that. Okay, now I'm back here. I can make them without AI if you'd like. First seal. Yeah, okay. Andrew, are you saying you can make me some seal out of not AI? I guess that would be cool. Yeah. It's no, yeah, it's meant to be a seal. Okay. Yeah, okay. So you saw that. Yeah, it is AI. Oh, Andrew, oh, you're an artist. Yeah, and you know what, Andrew? I love real art, and I did real art for a lot of my life. Um I should find some. I don't know if I have it here. Do I have any of my artwork here? But I can't show because my camera's fucked. Okay, so you know what I'm going to see? You know what, Andrew? I did see some of the work you did for my. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. My biggest problem is I don't have any money, so I can't pay people to help me. So I do all my own shit. But so that sort of cartoony looking one, make it look like a death metal band shirt. Yes. I know. Yes, Andrew, I am aware of that. And yeah, and she has, I think she's, you do it for free for the community. Well, Andrew, you and I need to sit down and have a chat. I guess, Andrew, we should find out if we're already connected, like on Discord or something. And if we're not, we can make that happen. I'm sure we cross paths in many communities. And yeah, so I have an artistic mindset, I guess, or creative mindset. But I don't have a lot of time. So I've been using AI to sort of get some of my ideas out in a way that I don't have the time to put in to do it, because it would take so much time to make these things. But Andrew, you and I should do a collab. And maybe I will talk to you about that, because my intention is to do merch, because Nimlam Dim Them there. That's me. Nimlam. Okay, I gotta look at Nimlam Dim Them. Okay. And I'm trying to figure if that's like a backwards thing. I'm looking at like Malnin methmid. No, it's probably not backwards. It might be though. It might be. You know, like my first name is Nala. You know what? Andrew, that would be awesome. Because what I want to do is I want to make some mugs. I want to make some hats and t-shirts and stuff like that. And I'm also looking for, like, so I'm the part of the reason for doing this stream is I just wanted to let people know I'm doing this. I've had some closer friends that I know better, that I talk to like more in like DMs and stuff, say, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I love it. I love you. I love this. The fuck." So for those of you that don't know, in French, a seal is fuck, PHOQUE. So if you go on a seal hunt, it's chasse de fuck. Oh, you're the dungeon master. Okay, I never got into D&D. I looked at it, I liked it. I watched the cartoon show when I was a kid, and some friends of mine had some of the stuff, and we played with the dice and stuff. But we were so young, we didn't really know what we were doing. We were kind of like playing at it. D, I'm the M. Okay. Dungeon, I'm the master. Okay, got it. I'm the master. I love it. Okay. Hey, Robin. Another trucker is here. And Robin's the best mother trucker out there. Robin, I hope you're doing well. I know you were moving. I know you were dealing with a lot. And I think you probably know I've been going through a lot of like major change in my life too. So like changing companies and just going to a new thing and like finding a new job and trying to do it all like as quickly as possible so I'd have enough money in the bank to pay my mortgage. That's been fucking like wild. You put the sugar with the milk in the fridge after making a brew. Well, you know what, Zach, I'm going to tell you this. It's better to have cold sugar than warm milk, at least if for any period of time. Oh, look at the treats. I'm building a small forge. Hopefully I'll get it fired up today for the first time. I want to make knives and tools, mixing old and new blacksmithing techniques and materials. So, that would be awesome, trees. Love to see that. And do you ever watch that lady, Path of Fire, I think she's called? She's amazing. And I gotta say, she's my kind of woman. She's like Scotland, if you've ever seen 4 Weddings and a Funeral. and it would be inappropriate for me to make more comments. But she is a talented smith. She makes metal and woodworking projects. She's a red-haired lady. She's endowed with many talents. I'm gonna say that. The other night, she was throwing together an online shop for her and throwing up the merch items that she made. You know what, Andrew? So this is what I want to talk to. Like, Andrew, if you know what to do with merch, and what I'm thinking is I may need to have like a Canadian store and a US store, because buying stuff but the artwork could be like, a trademark thing in each place, and you just put it on. And I think some of these places are able to do like small runs, like as few as one. You have to be patient, wait for the muffins not to be scalding hot. That's true, Holly, and I am going to do everything in my power to not make that into a sexual innuendo. How's that sound? You sold my R on apparel. Is it wear? Are you saying wear on apparel, or Andrew? Maybe you'll tell me more about this, but I'm not sure if I'm. Yes, on print, on demand. Yeah, I think that's the way to go, right? Like, because like I could buy like 20 things and send them out myself, but that would kind of be dumb, right? If there's places that will sell it and ship it, and within a country, when you don't have to cross borders and deal with duties and customs and stuff, it's pretty good. You're welcome. You're welcome, Holly. You're welcome. I would never make a sexual innuendo about scalding hot muffins. Please know that is not something that I would ever do. Unless I was at Slim Stream, in which case it would be the first thing coming out of my mouth. No overhead cost. Yeah, and Noah and Andrew, that's a really good point. And then the thing is, so those of you that know me a while know that I'm a very large man. So I wear shirts that are like 5XL. Sometimes a 4XL or 3XL will fit from some companies, but generally I'm a 5 or 6XL shirt kind of guy. I'm big. I'm well over 300 pounds. I haven't weighed myself in 2 months. I suspect I'm 330 to 350, somewhere in there. I don't think I've gained a ton of weight over the holidays when I was off work, but I don't think I didn't lose any. And having worked for 2 weeks at this new place, it's not quite as physically demanding as my old job, but it's close. I've been getting in lots of steps. There's just a lot less climbing. And so the climbing, I think, like being my size, has been really good for me. Yes, to do okay. So Andrew, this is stuff I need to know, right? Getting the plus sizes, because not only am I a large person, but people that listen to me and hang out with me are all sizes, right? We have everything from, and I don't want to call people out, but Sumami and I have talked about how small she is and how large I am, and I think she takes it for what it is. It's just a fact. It's kind of funny, the juxtaposition. But like my neck is bigger than Sumami's waist, apparently. We had this conversation. So like this is people come in all sizes, and that's kind of the point, is that I want to make sure I don't want an extra small person to not be able to have a the fuck shirt, and I don't want someone who's like me. And even people who are larger, the 7 and 8 and 9XL people, I want them to be able to buy one if they can get one, right? You need to wear kid sizes, says Andrew. You know what, Andrew? Like, and that's fine too, because people come in different sizes. There's lots of, like, there might be a whole lot more sort of large, extra large, medium people. The number of companies that just stop at 2XL piss me off, because 2XL is a leg warmer for me. And my legs are massive. I'm not really tall. I'm not tall, Andrew. I'm kind of average height. What happened to my computer? It didn't die, did it? Okay. And this is actually my son's computer that I keep commandeering, but he's at school. He can't use this, and he's got a computer there. That's spice of life, right? And it absolutely is. So this is one of the things that is kind of infuriating. And I was thinking about this while I was having my shower this morning, because I was listening to it had just come up as, like, I think because I watch Angelica Larsson, who's a trucker in Sweden. And she's like this cute little blonde thing who nobody expects to be a heavy haul trucker. And she does the kind of trucking I used to do. I still do it. I just do slightly smaller stuff now. And the guy I work for said he might get into bigger stuff too. So we'll see. We'll see. It's 2 weeks in. I'm not going to expect too much here, right? I've worked for him for about 2 weeks, a week of training, a week on my own, and then I started my second week on my own yesterday. It's very quiet. There were a couple of days last week when I was working and no one else was, so it's because of the style of work that we can't make people call in, and the winter is slow. In the summertime, I expect it to pick up, but this trade war thing makes people wonder what's going on. The economy's shaky, right? I think that's the thing that pisses me off the most is everybody wants to like shake things up. It's not about doing something. It's about making people scared. It's about making people uncertain. And so this thing I was listening to, these people from Sweden, and a number of the people they interviewed on the street, and in Sweden they speak Swedish, of course, but they speak English very well. Sweden's a small country of population, so they're using to do business overseas and stuff. I think English has become a common language for business. And the Swedes all speak. I don't know if that's true across the board, but all the ones I've run into in real life and in online speak English exceedingly well. And they were being interviewed, and the vast majority of them were saying they liked immigration. They thought it was good to have immigrants come, and that's how I feel about it. Having someone from another country, like the othering of people from being from a different culture, they look a little different, their food's a little different, did Sweden have a school shooting just like today, Robin? Is that what you're saying? I don't know about, like, I know they have had in the past. But I was unaware of one just there. Zach says they speak better English than the English. Yeah, and this was I know I've mentioned this before. When I was younger, well, we were all younger back then. My sister had a German exchange student. She had two of them, in fact, and one of them spoke English very well. The other one, I spoke almost no German. They didn't speak very well in English, but they spoke French quite well, and I spoke French adequately. And we were able to communicate. So almost all the talking we did was in French. And this person lived in my house for 2 weeks, right? So we had a couple of chats. And so my sister is a couple of years, not quite 2 years younger than I am. And so she had people that were sort of that age. So I had a couple of teenage girls come and visit the house, and they're living in my house with me and eating food with me and stuff. So I was trying to, be a nice host and chat with them and stuff. And and my sister went and lived with them in their houses for a couple of weeks. It's kind of cool. I never did any of that. I had one friend that did it for like almost a whole school year. That was cool. You're Swedish and British. I don't know, Andrew. I don't know what you're gonna do. Yeah, Christofferson. That sounds like a name that could be either that could be either a Swedish or British name, because I think that's the kind of name that sort of works all over Northern Europe. I wouldn't have made a particular jump. And in Iceland, I think everybody's named Daughter, right? Sigmund's daughter and stuff like that. Is that how they do it? Dottir, something like that. I remember like when what's that exercise competition they had? I can't remember what that's called. My cousin does it. Fuck. What is it called? It's that intense thing people do, that intense training people do. CrossFit. When CrossFit was like on TV all the time. And I loved watching CrossFit. The people that do that are like really, really intense. I don't know if that's the best way to get in shape, but they very intense work. So it's really cool. And I guess what I should do is I should be finding out what Robin's talking about, because Robin's probably trying to grab gears. So Sweden shooting. I don't know if this is from today. 10 minutes ago, several killed after gunman opens fire on a campus in Orebro. I don't know how to pronounce that. Orebro. Several people have been killed, dozens injured after gunman opened fire. This is on MSN's website. I'll try to credit who wrote this if I can. This is from The Independent. I don't know if The Independent is a valid source or not, but this seems like factual. It was updated at 16:22 hours. Several people have been killed, dozens injured after gunmen opened fire on an adult school campus in Sweden, according to reports. Swedish broadcaster SVT reported several people were dead. 15 were injured after the attack on the Risbergsa school in Örebro, some 200 kilometers west of Stockholm on Tuesday. So that's today. Obviously, it would be probably getting into the evening hours. Yeah, it'd be the evening hours in Sweden now. Probably pretty dark outside too, but based on their northern latitude. Police have not confirmed this, but said 5 people had been shot. 6 people are currently in hospital, according to Swedish authorities. Students were forced to shelter in nearby buildings as armed police searched the area, while authorities were warning danger was not over. One of those injured is thought to be the gunman. Andreas Sundling, 28, was among those forced to barricade themselves inside the school. We heard 3 bangs and loud screams. He told Express in the newspaper while sheltering in a classroom. Lena Warrenmark, the teacher at Rigsberska, told national broadcaster SVT, we heard gunshots very close to our study. There were probably 10 shots. Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson condemned the attack as a terrible act of violence. He paid tribute to those killed. Yeah, so that's pretty shitty. Yeah, and there's just some pictures, like just they could almost be stock footage. The pictures there. I don't know if they'll change their gun. Like, I don't think Sweden has particularly lax gun laws. I don't know how they compare to Canadian gun laws. The fun of the right is various religions have been trying to destabilize Sweden for quite a few years now. Oh, interesting. The right of various religions. Yeah, okay. CrossFit, the proper form for a number. Yes, you're right. You're right, Trees, on that with the CrossFit. So, I'm very sorry to hear about this shooting in Sweden. I think Sweden, from what I know, in Sweden, they treat guns the way the average Canadian does with they're a tool, right? I have my guns locked up not far from where I am right now. I don't usually talk a lot about guns, but as a responsible gun owner, he uses them to hunt. I feel like I should still be able to do that because I'm not going to do anything bad with them. I'm not going to drive my truck through a crowded market. I'm not gonna. I have a knife in my pocket most of the time. I'm actually just wearing workout shorts because I was gonna do a walk maybe if I'm up to it today. I'm gonna do it on the treadmill because it's cold and damp outside, and the dampness. I could not get feeling good yesterday. I think that's why I'm fighting a cold. It was really cold and damp, and I just, even though I was wearing the right clothes and stuff, I was like going from sweating to cool and stuff. It was hard. It was hard yesterday. The weather was terrible. It was raining and snowing and cold and damp. So I don't talk a lot about guns here. I don't talk about being a gun owner a lot, but when I pull my guns out, I'm putting them in my truck and I'm going hunting. And I haven't been able to do that in a while, but I think my kids are old enough now that I'll either encourage them to join me or I'm just going to do my own thing. But either way, I'm going to hunt again. I really enjoy doing it. I had a dream about hunting the other day. I also had a really weird dream last night. It was super, super strange. They combined a whole bunch of things, and I won't talk about it because it's probably TMI in a lot of ways. But yeah, I felt like for a long time I wasn't dreaming. I wasn't having dreams, or at least not remembering any of them. And then like recently, I've started to have them again, where I like actually wake up recalling what's going on, and it's interesting. What they did to us in the North, fuck the religions, what they did to us in the Norse deities. The Norse fairy tales are a lot better. Yeah, so yeah, and I do not have any way of knowing all the history of every religion and how it's moved around. In a lot of ways I don't have an interest in each religion enough to study them. I marvel at the interest people have. I'll call out as an excellent example of someone with a great knowledge base is someone like Kip, Dr. Kip. He was on Joe's show and Maya's show. It's really nice to hear from people like that have spent some time looking into the weird beliefs people have had to explain things they didn't understand. And I know people say like, well, the science is just another religion. I particularly disagree. I particularly disagree with it being a religion, but I understand that some people want it to be so that they can put it down somehow. I think that's really, really unfortunate. You know what, Kip, Sumami, you might be right. Sumami, I am not tuned in. As I said earlier in the show, like I feel like my life's in a disarray from looking for a new job and finding one and getting to know the new job and working the hours at the new job, which have been like a little short, but pretty much similar, right? Oh, and everyone's talking about I'm favored by Odin. Sumami, you're favored by all the Norse gods, I'm sure. Um, damn it, Sweden. Okay, where are we at? Oh, Holly said this. This come up, right? I haven't been showing people's comments. This is an interesting one, and one I decided not to do this, but I will tell you that we removed all toy guns from our home when my son, who's on the spectrum, picked up a gun and was just shooting. He was aiming it at people, and we said, no, you can't do that, and we took all the guns away. And my son has a very, very powerful sense of right and wrong, and would not do that now. But that was as like a toddler, and we didn't want him to emulate that. We don't know where he saw that because we don't use guns as a way to attack or whatever. But they're out there. They're in part of society, and they're part of culture. So Holly says, my dad, as a responsible gun owner, elected to not have guns in the house anymore when he had kids with impulse control issues. And that's not a terrible idea. And one thing that I have done and would do again is in certain situations, I will lock up a friend's firearm and save it here at my house where it's safe and nobody has a key but me. And I'm happy to do that for friends of mine because I can legally do that. Firearms owners can lend and borrow and exchange guns. And follow proper procedures to lock them up. So you lock up the ammo and the guns separately, and if a gun is out, you have a trigger lock on it unless you're actively using it. The other thing is, like, one of the guns I have is a bolt action. It can be rendered inoperative by just removing the bolt, putting a little bit of oil on it, wrapping it up somewhere, and locking it up separately. Not all guns can be disabled that way, but a lot of them can. There's a lot of things you can do. Certain types of guns, you can remove a firing pin or something like that. If you're in a situation where you're really worried about someone getting a hold of something, and you can't lock it up, and some people need guns for more than just for sustenance hunting or for sport hunting. Some people need guns for protection from wildlife and other things. So this option might not work for everyone, in which case you should learn to take other steps. And there are other gun locks beyond just a trigger lock, because a trigger lock can be defeated somewhat easily. I've had to do that once when a key jammed in one of them. And then I learned how easy it was to get one off. But for a young child, it's an excellent thing to stop them from using it. But having the more steps you have between having a loaded firearm and not, the safer people are, because that gives more time for someone to figure out that something isn't right. But I appreciate this approach, and not having guns in the house is certainly an option. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you lose your guns. There are ways to do that. Jasper's here. Hey, Jasper, good to see you. And no, this is awesome. Just take it and don't give it back. I don't know. One of my families is a veteran. Okay. So mommy says, one of my family members who is a veteran has some mental health issues. On occasion, lost their firearm that way. Yeah. You know what? So this is something in Canada. Certain types of mental health disorders would not disqualify you from having a firearm. Like just having, like, say, clinical depression or anxiety. But other mental health issues would disqualify you from owning a firearm. And that's unfortunate, but like certain rights and privileges just are lost in certain situations. You took it. Okay. You know what? And Sumami, that I trust that you made a smart decision. And I know people don't want to talk about always like the most dire consequences of bad use of a firearm, but I have lost friends and family members to ones that took their own lives, ones that and I know people that have lost their lives when someone took their life. It's a really sad thing. It shouldn't happen. Hey, Journey, welcome. My unfinished journey is here. I think, you know what? There is no journey that is finished until you make it to the very end. Yeah, Sumami, this is a smart thing to do. And Zach says, I'm torn on guns. Feel there are definitely times we need them, but don't know if humans can be trusted with them. Yeah, but there's so many things that can kill people and hurt people that we need to. I think what we need to do is we need to look at treating tools with respect and respecting what people can and can't do. Yeah, and Sumami, this is a common thing, right? This is very common. It's very common that people distrust and are afraid of firearms. And what we should be doing is not teaching fear, but respect. Well, Sumami, like the thing about a shotgun is at close range, you don't have to have aim. You just have to have directionality if you're shooting shot. Yeah. So this is Andrew. Crack shot and have bullets and remember. Yeah, and I'm a decent shot. I should practice more. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think once my life gets settled a little bit more, I think I'm gonna try to find a gun club to join again and sort of get myself back at it. I'm gonna work my way back into it because it's been a while. It's been a while. When my daughter was born, I kind of put my guns away. Not to put my guns away, but just like hunting was something that was hard to do, and took me away from the family for something for fun for like a week or so, because you sort of go up into the bush and hang out there for a while and live out there to go hunting, and it's fun and it's a great time, and hanging out with good friends and stuff, and having a drink for those that drink, and in the evening and stuff, and for me just having a hot coffee or whatever, and just hanging out and chatting and telling stories. And a lot of my hunting buddies were also into sport dogs and stuff like that. They had lots of great stories about that. Yeah, it's the way it is. Birshoff. And so Andrew has been in the news for and you saved others' life. You see, Andrew, I was shot with birdshot. Lucky it didn't hit the other bullets in my vest. Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah. This is a thing. And Trees is saying it's for home defense. You only have to be accurate across the room. Yes, absolutely. And I've usually shot at a number of meters or yards. I can't remember exactly how many the last time I was at a range. But it's a fair distance, and I was hitting in an area probably I'm gonna say 5 centimeter circle groupings. I don't know what you guys call that in inches. I do. I'm trying to give you a hard time about using Freedom American units. Are you really free if you can't use the metric system? That's what I want to know. All right. Continued production of Ruby handguns. Ruby is what really started the modern gun problem. I know the U.S. is already had a weird relationship with guns prior with some. Yeah. No. A lot in the U.S. There's a lot of talk about constitutional right to firearms, right? Like that's a big conversation that you hear a lot of people say, right? Well, okay, and this is so Andrew. I am a trucker now. It's easier. Yeah, well, it's easier with a Y. It's easier with a Y, like as in KY, because then you have lubrication. What's wrong with metric is it's easier. So I was a carpenter and a general contractor for 28 years plus, because I did consulting after I retired from construction. Construction materials in Canada are sold in imperial units for architectural things. So we don't have metric. We don't tend to. It exists. We don't tend to have metric lumber. We don't tend to have metric ceiling tiles for and metric. We don't have metric drywall. We don't have metric studs that are made of steel. But we have metric structural steel, and we have metric we have metric HVAC, and we have metric electrical components. And there are some areas where they have metric like ceiling components and stuff like that. I worked in commercial construction, so drop ceilings to run wiring and lighting and HVAC equipment was the norm for most buildings I worked in. And so sometimes you'd get a mix of metric and imperial. It was a pain in the ass. But my point is that I knew how to do the math for feet and inches, and I knew how to do the math for metric. And I also like had my phone or my calculator at my side to do conversions all the time back then. Don't do it now. I can barely remember how to do it. Because in the end, I started just using a computer to do it. And I would also ask that drawings be presented to trades using the sizes that they're meant to have. If I didn't get it, I could work it out. Zach is talking about the Fahrenheit. So when the first time I had Dr. Tapp on my show, I came up with the term the Fahrenheit idiot, which is the idiots who use Fahrenheit. And we decided Kelvin's the way to go. Okay, they're getting rid of any holidays or any national. What is this? If anyone, they're not white or Christian. Where the fuck is this? The United States is not free. Oh, fuck yeah. And then merge. If it starts, yeah, and more. Yes, okay. I guess I've done a bit of building construction. Like, yeah, there you go. I don't understand what Commander's saying, but I guess maybe that's true. We're having like 9 conversations, and because I'm ADHD but not diagnosed, I'm waiting to go see the person about that. I don't think anybody would be surprised to find out I'm ADHD. My doctor and my therapist said it's definitely true, but they need a special person to test me for it. We'll see what happens. Trump got rid of official recognition of Black History Month. Well, that is fucking fantastic. Thank you, Trump. Thank you for slapping the entirety of anyone with too much, whatever the fuck too much melanin is. Like, holy fuck. Oh, Jesus. Holocaust remember say, well, that's, I don't know how anyone could not see what's going on. Yes, there's a hidden message. You know what? I don't fucking understand most of the things Trump says. Like, I really don't. And then, like, holy fuck. Okay, and then, where's Kyle? Where's Kyle? Did I miss Kyle? Did Kyle come in and I missed him? I don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah. Yeah, ADHD, we tend to find each other. Yeah. Yeah, no, my son's on the spectrum and he's got ADHD, and that's how I came. Yeah, Kyle is here. Cosmic Kyle. How did I miss Cosmic Kyle coming in? Cosmic Kyle, I promised to go listen to some of your stuff, and I did, but I got to go listen to more. And Cosmic Kyle, I need to get to do like a collab, like maybe a collab, or even just having Cosmic Kyle come talk to me on here. So one of the things I'm thinking after the 169 sub special, I am going to get myself a few people to come on and talk. I'll see who's willing to do it. I think there's a lot of people in the community that I'd love to have come and do like a fucking just like an interview, a chat. Like, let's chat. I want to chat to people what they're interested in, right? Like, what turns your crank, right? I love that journey. I'm putting this up here. Also, Sumami. I'm calling this Cat Scratch Fever because it's a song. Oh goddamn, getting into a hot bath with a cat scratch. You know what? No sexual innuendo needed. All right. Hey Jasper. Did we say hi to Jasper before? I think I did. Dave's here. Dave's not here. I've used that joke before. Good to see you, Dave. I was listening to Dave the other night. I think it was Saturday night for a little bit. And then, from Dapper Dinosaur. Well, that's awesome. It's perfect. I love it. Mike Hickabee Singing that on Fox News with Nugent. What was cat scratch fever? Yeah, I mean, maybe we shouldn't give any credit to musicians who aren't like Ted Nugent is a fucking, I don't know, fuck. He's a fucking fuck. That's right, he's a French seal. I'm blazed as fucking editing astrophotography pics. So, Kyle, this is like one of my favorite topics that I never get to talk about. Nothing sexual but getting scratched by a fat, stinky cat. Well, Sumami, to each their own. To each their own, Sumami. The shaken fist, Zach says he is a twat. He's a twat. Have I shared? I feel like I've shared this, but I was remembering this poem from my youth when it was in the book of great insults and profanities, and twat is in there. And there's a poem that I will recite now. It says, "What kind of creature bore you? Was it some sort of a bat? They can think of no good word for you, but I can. Twat." I love that one. That's my favorite poem about twat, a twat burger. And I think the Americans pronounce it twat. And in Canada, we go both ways. It's kind of like the metric imperial thing. I put on the accent when I say it, twat. I get a twat. Well, you know, what can I say? Only when the English say it. It's the same with bastard. They say it with the invective bastard. Yeah, I don't know if I say bastard correctly or not. The Americans say bastard, and I think the English are more like bastard. But that maybe sounds a little more like a Boston accent. It's like, yo, wicked bastard. I don't know. Yeah, the New England accent is just it's hilarious. We pronounce everything wrong. We do not, Journey. We do not. We pronounce everything correctly. We have the right pronunciation of aluminium. And when we're talking to Americans, we just say aluminum because we don't know what the fuck they're gonna think we're talking about. Yeah, we go both ways. We go both ways with aluminum and aluminium. My great aunt had a mid-Atlantic accent. It's kind of embarrassing. The mid-Atlantic accent is wild. Was it Katharine Hepburn had that? I think. It was a lot of actors had it. It was taught to people in certain schools. I read about it, and I don't know if it's right because I read about it. You know the pronunciations of pronunciations of Al. Alan, yeah. Some people thought it was AI. I was just assuming she's stuck up. Yes. I mean the first lesson in the Mid-Atlantic elocution, the elocution of the Mid-Atlantic accent. The first thing one does is to as quietly as you can, get a 10-foot broom pole up your rectum. Rectum damn near killed him. Yeah. The accents in Britain are everywhere. They go from posh to Scouser, and they don't have to be that far apart. I live in a town with only 200,000 people, and they have 5 distinct accents. Yeah, well, that's the way it works, Zach. And the Brits are very proud of their accents, and they hold on to them, or they're embarrassed by them, and they try to hide them. The Americans have a lot of accents that sort of like go across different boundaries. And in Canada, the range of accents in Canada is pretty wild, but they're very subtle. They're very subtle, and a lot of our accents have to do with things that we will say certain words a certain way, and other things we'll just let go. And people think it's a boot. They think we do not say a boot; we say about. But people think we say a boot. And that's what people always say. Oh, I knew you were Canadian because you said a boot. I don't say a boot. I say about. I know what I'm talking about. But a lot of it has to do with like more. It's beyond an accent. It's a dialect, right? And we also one of the things we do that Dr. Tapp and I had a chat about this, and I didn't realize he didn't know this. Is like when I'm talking about like that guy or this person over here, I call them buddy. I'm like, oh, buddy over here doesn't know very much about this topic, do we? You know, and but if you travel to certain areas, you'll find people speak with a very specific speech pattern and accent. So one of the things that's interesting is that on the West Coast, you'll get certain accents in like the lower mainland of British Columbia will have a certain accent. Rural and northern British Columbia has like a little bit of a slightly different way of speaking. You'll also find indigenous populations will have a certain cadence to their speech. It's not an accent. It's just the way they speak that's a little bit different. And it's not the same from one community to the other, but there's a couple of things that are similar. And I believe, but I'm not sure that some of that may come from the way they speak their own native languages. I'd like to know more about that because the indigenous languages are not taught and studied very well in Canada, but they're spoken widely. And the group I did, the fellowship group I did, was concentrating on trying to make things accessible and available. I'm hoping we'll do more of that with projects we're going to work on in the future. I'm working on getting myself prepared for that. I think I even have a meeting with somebody today or tomorrow to go through some of that, and we're going to have a conversation. The group I was in last year, and I talked to my fellowship partner. He's in. If we can get things to happen, we just need a little bit of money to help finance some of the stuff that's got to be done. Zach, to be honest, has helped me get better at doing accents. There's so many. And the British love making fun of accents, even their own. Usually it's French or German. Yes. They're fighting those wars in their head. Yes. I have the embarrassing position of being of German ancestry on both sides and Mennonite on both sides. And they spoke a form of German called Low German. And I had other German relatives that were something else. And I don't know those languages. I don't know them. And I wish I did. I wish, like, my grandmother, who grew up speaking Low German, never taught us anything. We learned a little bit about her cooking style and stuff like that. And one of the things I found really interesting was when I was talking to some Dutch friends about their culture and what they eat, and I showed them a picture of like there's a Dutch shop that has like all these pictures, and they're like, that's the kind of stuff our grandparents made. And I'm like, yeah, like this is this type of European cuisine that I grew up eating and my grandmother made. She learned, and that was like they just spoke a different language. They had a different culinary culture, but it infiltrated my life as a kid. And I still like and do some of those things. And my wife is also half German, and so some of the, like, and she grew up with like a German father who had immigrated directly. Like she's a first generation Canadian on his side, but longer on her mother's side. So it's very interesting to have these connections. And her family, she has cousins and family that still live in Europe. So it's very, very interesting to see this. And Holly, this is right. The diaspora tends to hold on to older forms of culture. Yeah. So that's why you see, like, we have this, there's a very German town close to where I live that has this Oktoberfest festival. It's called Kitchener. And they have a very big Kitchener-Waterloo area. It's not too far from where I live. They have this very big thing, and it's awesome. It's awesome. That was a good tune. I don't know. I missed what Andrew's talking about. The ridiculous French accent. Oui, oui. Well, if you remember, like in The Simpsons, there, let me hear you say it French. Say ciao there. So French Canadian French and Atlantic Canadian French are quite different dialects of French. And when I went to France and when I went to Monaco, I encountered different French. One of the things, Ren and Stimpy, the honors of what fucked my mind as a child. Ren and Stimpy, excellent show. Everything I know about black holes, I learned from Ren and Stimpy. And then I met Dr. Becky Smedhurst, and I've learned a few new things about black holes. And then, of course, there's our friend Pip, who has Pip's Black Hole, which is a common in-joke at Pip's place. Tori, good to see you. Okay, I think you're there. I think Tori is half there in her avatar. I don't know if that was always your avatar, Tori. I'm watching on a computer, so I can actually see people. I can see that Holly's face looks like a football upright or rugby upright. I can see that Andrew looks like a guy with like a mustache, maybe smirking, and I can see that Zach is a big fist, and and Sumami Sumami is looking lovely there, and Sumami has only half of a face. The other half is like she's like what is that guy from the Addams Family? Cousin is I don't even know if it's a guy. Cousin It, right? Is Cousin It the one that is like just hair down to the ground? Because yeah, Sumami's photo is great. It's your dog and I. Yes, you and your dog. Maybe that's my dog and me. That always screws me up when I read that. And I know I'm not making fun of you. That's one of those things where people don't know what to say. You're shaped like a big fist, a fist with the semblance of a beard. Yes. Well, I also have the semblance of a beard. My beard, I think the longer my beard gets, the curlier it gets. So like when I pull my beard down, like I'm definitely mid nipple with the length of my beard hair, but it keeps curling at night, and then I have to like brush it all down. I've got to work on that. I told my daughter I was going to borrow her flat iron to straighten my beard, and she said she would get very mad if I did that, and may or may not have threatened physical violence. The Lower German Plauditsch is spoken in the north and parts of the Netherlands. Low because it's spoken in the lower parts of Germany and parts of the Netherlands. Yes, so but low German was what my grandmother spoke as a child. Her grandfather published a German newspaper and was threatened that he couldn't publish it if he didn't switch everything to English. And so he sent everybody blank pages because he said he would put blank pages out before he communicated with his community in a language they did not speak, read, or understand. I have to keep trimming mine because only my chin that keeps on growing. Then well, Zach, good luck to you. Good luck to you. I am willing to start a beard growers club if anybody's interested. All you have to do is show up here irregularly like we already do and not shave your beard. Just random check-ins. And no need to share about any manscaping that you do. It's just about beards. So please keep on topic. We've had problems at beard growers clubs previously. All right. So I see the end stream button there. I don't know if it's calling to me or not because I don't know if we're getting anywhere. I don't know if I'm accomplishing anything with this live stream. It's kind of like a long, rambling, meandering Al Trucker stream, the way it usually goes, where we've talked about mental health, we've talked about gun violence, we've talked about shootings in Sweden, we've talked about the fucked up style of politics going on around the world and how Trump is trying to create. I don't know what he's trying to create. I mean, it's kind of like North Korea, but with American cars. I think that's what he's after. Is that what he's doing? That's something I'd like to know. Speaking of beards, have you heard the band The Beards? They're on an Aussie band that changes musical style instead of song topics because every song's about beards. That sounds great, Zach. Well, while we're on that topic, I'd like to share some of my new songs that have come out. I do encourage people to check out my videos. So I'm just going to let people know that The Fuck is now out. The Fuck is my song. I got to check this out, The Beards. Thank you, Zach. And you're if you have a link to them, Zach, please by all means post it. I know you're a whatchamacallit. You're a mod, right? So recently I have published on my channel some songs that I'm really proud of. It is typical Al stream, yes. So when is Canada going to start accepting American refugees? Andrew, you're welcome anytime. Remember, when you get to the border, we're going to say, "Stop! Do you have your papers?" You have to be documented, and I don't know. We're going to figure it out. Thank you, Zach, for putting that up there. I guess I'm assuming that's a link to the Beards. So The Fuck is out. Citation needed. This is a song I've been working on for a long time. Just published it. It has a lot of The Fuck artwork that I've been doing in AI style that Andrew and I are obviously going to get together and have a chat about, like making even better and doing merch. And it sounds like Andrew's got experience with this, and he does free stuff for the community. And since I'm broke as fuck, that's perfect. I'll tell you what, Andrew, you and I will work something out, because like if there's money being made on stuff, this is my thought. I want to make money with my channel just to pay for the channel. I don't want to put money in my pocket. I want to pay my mortgage. I don't want to get that. I don't want to get that fucking far along. I want to just make enough money to break even so that this little hobby of mine doesn't cost me money, because motorcycles already cost me enough money, and my daughter's horse cost us like a fortune. I'm married into an equine family. Don't tell me we need to get rid of the horse. It's just not an option. Horses are a thing we're just doing. And Andrew, I appreciate that. Yeah, and it might not be that easy to get a passport. So, I mean, you can try. In Canada, which is different than the US. In Canada, you now have to like be prepared to wait many months to get a passport. And I'm not sure at what point you're an anti-capitalist. I don't even know if I'm anti-capitalist. I'm anti unfettered capitalism. That's for damn sure. Your channel paying you to learn Hebrew. That's a good idea, Zach. Is that something you do with that Duolingo, or is that something you do somewhere else? And I'm not sure if it was Sumami. I'm pretty sure Sumami was the person I saw posting about learning French and German, maybe. I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure it was Sumami was doing Duolingo or something similar. I've seen Joe is in need and put up a post. Okay. Yeah. If you have money, don't send it to me. Send it to Joe. Send it to Joe. I don't even think I've put like PayPal on here or anything to make money. But yeah, making money from the channel is important. So, but I'm thinking the merch might sell, it might not. But I've talked to enough people that have been into like the fuck thing. So I'm thinking of doing the fuck hat, and on the back it would say rectally sourced. You want the Star Trek future, Andrew? You're not wrong. I mean, why would we put ourselves in a position where wealth disparity is so big that people that have no more need have excessive greed, and people that just need to get by are having a fucking problem? Like that's kind of a fucked up way to do things. So next song I have is Lamicorn's Army is up there now. I play a game called Last War that you see like ads for all the time, where like your little army man is like shooting at barrels and shit. So there we go. You want the Cowboy Bebop future? You know what I want? I want the Star Wars past. I want the Star Wars past because I want General Leia Organa Solo to be in charge. And R.I.P. Carrie Fisher, best Disney princess ever. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yes, please. You know what? Joe the Kentucky Atheist has been having a rough fucking time. I think a lot of people have. So if there's people in the community that are having a rough time and you have some means, please share those means. I'm not in a position to do that. I have all the money I make is going to my mortgage and trying to keep us afloat in a lifestyle that we probably don't deserve to have. But I'm trying to keep it going. Because when I was working full time and didn't get sick, things were better. Nice side flow of income for the channel. More items I can find to put stuff on it. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is a great thing, Andrew. And you know what? And I'm glad Andrew is willing to share that stuff. You know what? That's the thing, Tori. And I have in the past given when I've had a little bit more to work with, but I'm literally looking for stuff around my house to sell to pay my mortgage. So I'm not in a position to send anybody money this week. But you know what? I think some of the brokest people are some of the most generous. And that's because they've experienced it, right? And that's, you know, I've been there in the past, and I'm kind of there now, but I'm not asking people for money, but I would like to do merch because I could sell people something and maybe make a couple of bucks, and get the word out. So I'm going to keep my ADHD is taking me on this thing. So in the last sort of month or so, I've released a bunch of songs. So this is what I'm doing. So the fuck has come out. Lamicorn's Army is the group of people in that Last War game. It's actually, you do play that arcade style game some of the time, but mostly you play more of like a long-term strategy game where you have a war every week and you're in an alliance, and the alliance is at war with another alliance. Anyway, the alliance I'm in is run by this lovely lady named Lamicorn. And so we were talking about this, and she saw that I made songs, and I said I could make us a song. And sure enough, an hour later, I had a song, and 3 days later, I had a video. So we have that now. So, Lamicorn's Army. I've got Everywhere, which is a trucking song. I hope people will enjoy. Some of my trucking songs are a little morose, but I'm enjoying writing them. I'm enjoying like being a little contemplative about my life as a trucker. YY Pie is out there, and YY Pie the featured character in my AI art is there's a couple of featured characters. They are plus size ladies, and I make an appearance as an AI character. I come from the point of view of being a large person in a large body. But this YY Pie is about why are we shitty to people, right? Let's not do that. And yeah, and Andrew, I appreciate what you're saying here about donating and helping people out. Oh, Commander, I wouldn't worry about a 2-hour gap there. And also, I don't know what the trucking market's like where you're from and where you've been working. And I know you had made a relatively recent move. But I wanted to point this out to you, Commander, is I still have the app running for like looking for a job. Just I'm like where I'm at. I'm gonna stay there unless something crazy happens. I like it. I'm gonna stick with it. Unless it becomes untenable for some reason, I'm gonna try to keep building with this guy and see if I can keep making money with him. I think he's determined to make it work, and I think he's a small guy with only a couple of drivers, but I think he's got a good thing going, and I just need to learn their system. But yeah, I've been finding about 20 new jobs a day come up, and some jobs are sitting unfilled. So I think that's good. My unfinished sock. I'm assuming that's Journey. Don't be a stingy rich asshole and share the stream instead. Yes, share, lick, describe, and share. Don't share STDs, share streams. And look and describe them is like and subscribe, please. I appreciate that. So some of the other songs I have. Hey, can I instead of going to Sweden? Okay, can I go to YouTube here? YouTube. Come on, I don't need an emoji. I just need to come on. I wish you could just close this whole thing off. This is so hard to do. Other things you can just press an X, right? Oh, this is search the web. Here we go. YouTube. Alt trucker. There we go. Al's heavy haul, highway through hell. Oh, that's something else. Let's see if this works. Al trucker, here I am. Okay, so playlist here. This is what I want to show people, right? My songs. Al trucker songs. Here, is this? Are they all in here? Oh shit! Okay. All right. So this is what I want to show. I want to get the whole list up here, right? Are they all here, or are they not all here? Are my new ones here? Fuck. I don't see. I don't know how this thing works. Okay. Yeah, YY Pie's here. Okay. So here's YY Pie. Really here it is. This is the song here. Okay. Coming up. Okay. This is my new song. Why would you Do you think you have such a thin slice of pie? Or is it you saying bye, Jasper? Bye, Jasper. You can't be mistaken. I hope this is the sound coming through. Yes, the sound is working. This is my new song. There's no end to your taking. And the only thing that needs to change. That's Pink Girl. The only thing that causes rain. One of my favorite DC characters. The only thing that matters lately is that you say a word a different way. You change the tone of what you say. That you don't use words. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna turn this off. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I was just playing a little bit of it and showing it. I'll stay a little. Okay, you can, Jasper. You don't have to. I'm not singing. You don't all have to run away. There's one thing I've really liked about AI is it gets my messages out. And yeah, I do, Tori. I love this. You're fucking broke too. When I have money, I'll give. And I've been having trouble getting it all together and just keeping things going. We're doing as much as we can to keep it rolling. And when I have a little bit more money, I'm going to be giving back. But right now, what I'm giving back is not funny using that one. X is, yeah, I quit X, Andrew. I'm gonna put this here. What socials do you like to be shared on? Okay, so Andrew, I'm on Instagram, which is Facebook adjacent. I don't have Al Trucker on Facebook, but I might put Al Trucker on OHK, which is the School of Hard Knocks page that I started. I think I'll just start putting all my OHK. I'll put all my Al Trucker stuff on OHK. Good at following, not funny using that one. Yeah, so X, I just quit being on X. I didn't have a presence there as a creator or a communicator. I just commented on shit. And you know what? I'm just I found that there was like sort of a pornography kind of thing coming out of it when Elon first started taking over, and that kind of took over, and then a bunch of hate groups took over, and then you know what? I don't need hate groups, and I can type in the kind of corn that I want to find on the internet. I can type in what I want, and I think even like maybe there should be a special corner of the internet for like non-right wing hateful fucking corn. How about that? You even have make QR codes that you put in vids. Oh, that's a great idea, Andrew. Yeah. So people for yourself, you quit doing ecstasy. Oh, you mean Twitter? Yeah. I quit doing Twitter. I quit the shitter. I quit Twitter, X, whatever the fuck it is. You know, I have done QR codes in Canva for things, or I found them and made them to add the Canva stuff, but I have not tried making my own QR code for something. That's interesting, Andrew. I did a long time ago when I had my own business. I did have a QR code. And I don't know how it was done. I believe the person helping us do web design might have helped us come up with like where to get one. I honestly don't recall. But yeah, and so and I do love that people. I love that people come and hang out. And I'm wondering if now I'm on my channel, if I can go to this. Holy fuck, yeah, I'm here, look at this. Okay. So now I can find people, and I can make the people that I want to make into. Can I make people into mods? Because that's what I was trying to do. That's what I'm doing. Here we go. There, I made that one into one. And this one, here we go. Okay, that worked. That worked. Okay. This one, there we go. Okay. And there we go. There, I'm trying to find the people that should be moderators and make them moderators. So if you think you should be a moderator and you haven't been made a moderator yet, you can like talk and see if you've become one. Here we go. It took me a while to figure out that I needed to like start going and doing this again, but when I was trying to do it on my phone, it didn't work at fucking all. Here we go. There we go. Okay, I think I got most people covered. So yeah, chat away. There I am. Okay. Now I'm back on StreamYard. Okay. Oh yeah, Andrew is now a standard moderator. JJ or Jason Jacoby. Okay, I'm glad to hear it. Jason. Did we had this whole conversation about whether it's Jason Jacoby or Jason Jacoby or Jason Jacoby? I don't know. You made a blue sky that makes me anxious. Holly, I need to make a blue sky. I don't know how to make a fucking blue sky. So I've been on Instagram a little bit. The problem with Instagram for me is my Instagram is also like my personal one. So I think I need to separate Al Trucker from Al. Because I don't friend a lot of people on Instagram, unless I really know them, because I have like pictures of my family and shit there. So I think that's something I need to think about. This like that's a good thing that Andrew pointed out there, is like, where do you want to be shared? Like I need to like separate Al Trucker from Al, because I'm Al in the real world and I talk about it a little bit, but I don't want to like I don't want to dox myself or hurt my family or have like there's a few fucking wacko dudes out there, right? So you want to like be safe. And I've been a little bit lax about it. And one of the things about Al Trucker is that Al Trucker shares the fact that he's involved in public speaking and patient advocacy and stuff like that. So that stuff's out there. Like that part of my life is in the Al Trucker channel because I share the stuff I do. So who I actually am as a person is there. But that stuff tends to be sharing who I am from working for organizations. So the way to contact me there is not at home, it's through those organizations. So if you get a hold of like Obesity Canada, for instance, they will contact me and let me know you want to talk to me. And so like there's a little bit of safety in that. So Diabetes Action Canada and Obesity Canada are ways to contact me. If you tell them you want to speak to the patient advocate known as Al, they'll find me. So yeah, Blue Sky's working at the kinks. It's nice to have more options of how to set up your page, possible linking pages. Yeah, I haven't played it. Yeah, so this is interesting. Andrew, I don't have a Blue Sky yet. Maybe I need to like get on there and do some shit. And I was talking about these songs I put out, and I totally got sidetracked. But You're a Chicken Nugget is now out. You're a Chicken Nugget is a song I did not at her request. It was an unrequested song for DC, but I did tell her I'd do a Chicken Nugget song. I had done it a while back and sent it to her, and I'm hoping she'll work with it a bit. She shared it at least once on a member stream. Hopefully she'll share it again. Omard to Life's Amplitude, Period, and Wavelength. This is about the LifeWave company that thinks lobster water can fucking help you and rebuild the ends of your telomeres. It fucking won't. But anyway, I like that one. I got 76 views on that one. That's a lot for me on a song. So The Fuck only has 43 views. Lamacorn's Army has 85 views, but that's because Lamacorn is actually sharing it to other people in our group. There's 100 people in our alliance, plus she's sharing it to other people, like show off the fact that she has Al Trucker making fucking songs for her. YY Pie has 30 views. So YY Pie is a song I wrote. I want to talk about this, about how just speaking to people nicely and treating them with respect is important, and treating people the way they want to be treated is important, and speaking and using words and terminology that people like and accept and don't find degrading is important. And so, there's been a bunch of situations through our community over the last couple of years where people have been like super shitty to other people, intentionally or unintentionally. And then, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, fuck, sticks and stones, I can take that. That's easy. Throw fucking stones at me, fine. I'll fucking throw stones right back at you. But words cut a little deeper, right? So that's what I'm trying to get out there. It's like, why are people using words to be so fucking hateful and terrible? It's a problem that like has been brought up over and over again. The whole movie Mean Girls is about that. The new movie Mean Girls is about that. Because apparently watching people do this 20 years ago or 25 years ago, however old it is. Like, I think the original Mean Girls, like the girls were like my age, and now those girls are like old enough to be the parents, and so they now have teenage kids, and it's just like I am. You want to animate them, like I wrote one using Dreaming of a White Christmas, rewrote it to fit a stoner show. I was making Dreaming of a Green Christmas. Andrew, this is a bong rip. Yes. You know what? That's awesome. That's awesome. Holly is saying to Jason, but this is interesting. Find more unpolitical stuff, limiting screen time with certain websites because of dark mode, it triggers migraines. Yeah, and even in dark mode. Yeah, and I use dark mode all the time, Holly. I didn't know it was a migraine thing. I just find it easier to read. And also, I don't like being in a lit cab. So even if I stop, I don't like turning the lights on. The only time I do that is when I've lost something in the cab of the truck. You think it's yourself sometimes. Awesome, Andrew. Yeah, I've been doing so I have this other song I did 4 weeks ago. So a month ago I did If God Gave a Damn. It has a beaver holding a cigar. Izzy, My Man JC. That's another one. That one got very few views. I thought I have a woman wearing a white bathing suit in a pond made of milk, and I thought that would fucking kill as my image. Only 23 people have watched that, but it has 5 likes, which is more than a lot of the other ones. This is why you have to lick and describe. And then this is Crystal's song. Oops. No, stop. Okay, I love this song, but I'm not trying to play a song. That's fucking up the whole thing. This is what it's here. Okay. First started using, I was on Twitter all day. Literally, I'm taking a less is more approach on Blue Sky. Jason, damn straight. And Jason's avatar makes me think Jason would be a great addition to the Beard Growers Club. So also like a month ago or so. So Izzy, my man JC, I have sure I'll show you Norwegian Cut. I wrote a song explaining all the reasons why this absolute fucking nut job, fucking dingle twat, who's a flat earther, like is like saying all these things. He's like, what? How do you explain all this stuff? And I wrote this song with the Miracle Whip things called "Sure I'll Show You." It was just me like fucking coming back at the guy with like I in a song I'm gonna sing you all the reasons why the Earth ain't fucking flat, and I have a problem with fucking flirts. I know I do. And then I was like, you know what? There's a way to translate. Like this thing will just translate. So I translated all the words to that song into Norwegian and made it into like Norwegian death metal. And I redid the song that way. I also have Flatty's Son, which is about the flat Earth sun, which is done to you've never been a mod before. Holy shit, Journey. Well, don't abuse it. Don't abuse it. You're a mod. Holy fuck. I remember the first time I became a mod, it was on Slim's channel. So what the fuck my mod? Slim makes everyone if Slim doesn't think you're a fucking jack twat, he makes you a mod. He's cool. So yeah, so I've got instead of Black Hole Sun, it's Flatter's Sun. Then I've got Queen Crystal. Hey, if you've got if you know Pragmatic Crystal and she's modding your channel, you fucking hit the fucking big time. And PC is the main mod on my channel. She's awesome. And Justin, yeah, Hooligan from Skeptic Spin. And people know him from lots of other places in the past. Justin's fucking awesome. I had worked with PC. I worked with Crystal to write this song. She's like, I'd really love to have a song for me about me. And it would just happen to happen a week or two before Justin came up with the idea. And I was like, I gave the song to Crystal and I was just like, here, this is yours. You can have it. You can do anything you want with it. And then Justin came to me and a few others and said, hey, we're going to do this tribute. And I was away on vacation when the tribute came, so I couldn't join because I would have been like in a room with like my whole extended family on my wife's side, like trying to talk about how great Crystal is. And it would have been inappropriate as fuck. And there was really nowhere for me to go where I had, I had to be with them in order to have signal. We had no cell signal. My father-in-law rented this cabin. It's a whole fucking thing. But I said, well, like, Justin, will you play the song? And then he did it with he had an animated dancing alligator, which was fucking awesome. But I did it with like a few images that sort of capture the essence of who Crystal is. And that song did really well. I got 10 likes on it, but 343 views. So that was pretty good. 91 views on Loston Gets After It. After Austin Whitsitt came back from Antarctica, I wrote this song about him. I really like it. One of the things about this song, and if you have a chance to go check out Loston Gets After It, please do. It's from about a month ago. I was pretty busy over the Christmas doing that. Hey, Majestic Beck. Majestic Beck is also a fellow Canuck. And so it's time to make them a moderator. There we go. There you go. You're a standard moderator. So this is from some fucking awesome stuff, right? So I got a lot of songs out over the Christmas holiday. So about a month ago, like end of December, I was off work because this was before I lost my job. I was just off work for holidays. And so I got Bad Science. Loston Gets After It. If you listen to it, I have used a lot of big words to describe something that Austin hates being, but absolutely is, and that's word salad. So if you didn't catch it the first time, because it only has 5 likes and 91 views, please go listen to Loston Gets After It. And it's a little bit of like a bit of like a hard banging metal sound. I like it. I got Bad Science, which is a BSS song. It's not a particularly great song. It got 22 views, but 6 likes. There's a lot of likes to views. STST, he's back in the streaming doing videos. Okay. Jasper, can you post a link, Jasper, to that? ST, is that their name? Like, if, or we just Google like STST or look it up on YouTube, they come up. STST. Why do I not know STST? I probably know this and I'm just not recognizing it. So I also wrote Bursitis. I don't share this, but I wrote a song for my wife, and sent it to her. I got Beamer, which is a song about BMW drivers and how they drive with their heads rammed right up their rectums. I did a short version of my intro song. I did an intro song for myself. I also did Darwin Playground, which I gotta say, I got some Steve McRae back when he was non sequitur show. Fight was on. He was modding. Oh fuck! Next day he trimmed his mustache too. Yeah. Okay. You were modded by Steve. Yeah. So this non sequitur thing happened. From what I know, it happened just before I kind of joined the community, if you will. And I started out as like a lurker, then I became a commenter in the side chat, and then I finally fucking got there. And then I ended up hearing about some of this stuff. Like, it took a year before everybody was like explaining it all to me, because it took a year for people to like say, "Oh, Al Trucker's not just some fucking random asshole. We can tell him what's going on." And I still don't know what's fucking going on, and you don't need to explain it all here. I know there was like some big shakeups with people that were doing well with channels that were like monetized and making money, and then people sort of turning their backs on people and being assholes. Darwin Playground is a song by Marcy Playground, which I've always liked. I don't know why I like it. It's not my main. See truth, speak truth. Okay. Thank you, Jasper. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jasper. I want everybody to have the blues. Flick of Jake is a song that I wrote when I was feeling really shitty. And about some of the trouble of being a trucker, but also like some of the trouble of like just trying to make a living. And some of the things that I've had to give up on in my life. STSD. Hey, Victoria. Great to see you. I'm glad you're here, Tori. Yeah, and I know Tori works like 9 different jobs and works like 190 hours a week or something. I don't know. Tori she's a fucking machine. But she's not a machine. She's a human. She goes like a machine. Victoria, great to see you. I am Victoria, is what I say when I see you are Victoria, because obviously Victoria is saying I am Victoria. She's naming me Victoria. But, hey, what the back is here? Hey, both backs are going to be modded, right? How do I do that? I don't know how to fucking do that. Here we go. No, this. Stop moving. Here, add as moderator. There we go. There we go. Okay. Use it, don't abuse it. Another. This song is great. Back to back. Nice. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So what the back? If you test yourself, I think you'll turn blue. One of us. Yes. Indeed. So yeah, Beck, I haven't seen you too much. Well, recently I saw you once or twice, but yeah. And yeah, so Beck's awesome. He's well, you've got a channel, Beck, but I've been on Slims with you, and I think I've been on your channel a few times too, but I'm not sure if you've been that. I don't know if you've been that busy on your channel or if I've just been missing it. I've been finding I'm not getting notifications, and then finding that people did a live 3 or 4 days later. You're randomly around. Yeah, I'm randomly around too. This is random because I'm I don't know if I told you what the back, but I'm at a new job now, and so I started a new job a couple of weeks ago. I'm kind of getting used to it. Today's a day off because there's just no work today, because we move a lot of construction equipment and shit. It's not a great day to do construction. It's never busy January, February. You also turn blue. Well, you know, I mean, if some rando came in here, they're not going to turn blue. But I mean, like, all the people in here are friends that I've known for a long time. You knew I started. Okay, great. Thanks for clarifying. I guess I'm talking about it a lot. So yeah, I'm just looking at how many new songs I've put out in the last month or so. So if you're looking for the music to listen to, I've got Boots Are Muddy. That's a song I wrote 3 or 4 years ago, and I finally made it into a song. The Merry Effin' Song is a Christmas song. It's not a great song, but it's fun. I've got the MFU Castaways, Mud Fossil University. So that's a redo of the one. Real Tight Beams is a song about quantum physics. I would love for people to listen to. It's 3 minutes and 33 seconds long because that pisses off Flurfs. The Satirical Gangsta redo. I would love for people to go listen to that. I think it's only got 17 views, no likes. I thought it was really good. They can only be used as torture. Well, the thing is, Majestic Back, I was singing them myself and people thought the same thing. And when I found AI music makers, again, this is why I would like to monetize myself enough to just pay for those things because they cost me a few bucks. And I canceled one of them, and then I got inspired and I bought another month worth of it. So we're gonna see. I've got Avanja Boy. I redid that one. Avanja Boy is Kid Rock's Cowboy. And it's about Greg Locke and some of the other hate preachers and terrible fucking evangelistic money grubbing fucking assholes who definitely don't fit into the category of the Christians I know who are good Christian people. I could disagree with them on how they've come to the idea that God's a thing, Jesus is a thing, whatever. But they follow the teachings of Jesus in terms of treating people nicely, and they're nice, good people. I really respect that. I do not respect people that use it as a fucking way to make money. And a lot of fucking money. Like fucking private jet money and shit like that. You wish you could afford a free AI. Yes. Oh, fuck. I know. It's upsetting to Flirt's fragile disc brain is really amazing. Andrew, I fucking love it. I have a major problem. So I've got also from Roger, I got Jupe Jupe Jupiter Jumps. That song is about how Roger explains how Jupiter's own fucking vagina, and I'm assuming Jupiter's uterus, made fucking Venus inside of her. I'm assuming it's a female. I guess it's a female planet is Jupiter, the gas giant. If you do have a female friend in your life, don't call them a gas giant. Just definitely not the way to do it. That's just, that's a tip from a man that's been married for a while. A couple of song ideas to give you some help with. Yes, absolutely, Journey. Journey, if you and I aren't on Discord, well, I'm on Discord and I'm I'm trying to think of where, because if people don't know, I have a Discord channel, but nobody's on. It's just me and Dr. Tap. And I don't know how to run a Discord channel, so I haven't opened it up. But Dr. Tap and I have been using it to start some conversations. Giant beings populated the solar system left nothing behind but their balls behind. Yeah. Yeah, apparently Jupiter, she had some big fucking balls. Anyway, one of the bad sciences they did this, but call anyone a gas giant. Yeah, you know what, Holly? I think if you're telling Jupiter that she's a gas giant or Saturn or Uranus, I mean Uranus is definitely a gas giant. That's not to you, Holly, specifically, but just most people's ani are gas giants. A regular tank engine. Yes. Jupiter's child, your father is a fiery wizard, Steppenwolf. Oh man, Steppenwolf was fucking awesome. Anyway, Jupiter's child is Venus. So I really like this song. It's only got 10 views. Please check it out. I think it's awesome. I did it as I don't know if people remember, there was a resurgence in the late 90s of swing. And I kind of used that kind of thing. This is sort of where my creativity and AI mix well, is where I can say, hey, I've written, and I write all the lyrics. The lyrics are all mine. I want to make that clear. I write the lyrics from scratch myself, out of my own fucking brain, inspired by what happens. And so, yeah, and I've got the Flurfrecka second, there's two versions of Flurfrecka. There's the Satirical Gangster and Flurfrecka, which is Imi Kozu's song, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. That's it. Jason's got it. The Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. On Discord to hunt you down, not in a bad way. That's fine, Journey. So I'm on Joe's. I'm on Skeptic Spin. I'm on Rob Parks's Discord, which is active this morning. One of my favorite people there. She's an Irish woman who rides motorcycles. I fucking love talking to her. If I ever make it to Ireland, I'm gonna rent a bike and go find her and go for a cruise. She's always got funny shit to say. And man, you got a Discord, Majestic. I don't know. Majestic, feedback. And this is for those of you that are bronies or My Little Pony Friendship is Magic lovers. It's not the Discord character from that. Both of my kids loved the My Little Pony universe when they were a certain pretty young age. Man, my daughter was into it and my son loved it. And I heard that autistic children love My Little Pony somehow. Like it really strikes a chord with them. And when he was a certain age, my daughter was a certain age, they both loved it, which was great because we could buy like one toy and both kids loved it. That was a dream of like 1.5 years maybe of our lives where everybody was fucking happy with one thing. Anyway, it didn't last long. Now it's horses and dinosaurs. I got Chauvinist Time, which is about Kent Hovind. That one got a few extra views because Mark Reed played that one, which was great. It got 29 views. Crack Potters, that one did really well. That's from a few months ago. That one is about well, it was inspired by Mr. Slave, but it was mostly just about all this stuff. And then we get back into like some of the older stuff. I also want to let you know that I am going to. Tori reminded me of this. Tori, if you're still here, I know you might not be able to type because you're busy getting ready for your next job. But Tori reminded me of the time when I had already been on DC's channel listening, like I'd never been on, but DC started covering the TikTok tunnel lady. And because I have like a long history working in construction, I was like, no, that's wrong. Holy fuck, that's wrong. I kept on saying this in the chat. And I was like, there's this woman, the first line in my song is cutting down walls with a grapefruit spoon. A grapefruit spoon, if you don't know, is a spoon with like a bunch of little teeth at the front of it, so you can cut them. You can dig into a grapefruit section. Cartoons are good times. That's about the only movies I'll go to. Okay, so Andrew, I took my son to see Dogman. The Dogman movie came out recently. I think it came out like last week. My son loves the Dogman comic cartoons. Like he's sort of outgrowing them, but he was rereading them recently. Didn't even know the movie was coming out. Then the movie came out. And he's like, "Oh, this is great!" So he and I went and we had a good time because like I used to read them to him when he was younger, and then he learned to read from Dav Pilkey. And I don't know if it's Dav or Dave, but we say Dav here. I keep meaning to look it up and I don't. I look it up and it's like Dav Pilkey. It's DAV, right? Are you supposed to how do you pronounce that? Oh, your son enjoys Captain Underpants. Andrew, that's cool. And my son loves Captain Underpants. And I don't know if you have the shows on. I think they're on Netflix or Prime. I'm pretty sure it's Netflix. I could be wrong. It could be Disney too. That's another thing we spend a lot of money on in this house, but I cut down a lot on the streaming services. Because they were costing a lot of money. They're like, well, this one's only $3 a month to add this and add this and add this. And I looked it up and I was like, well, we're paying $50 a month for fucking shit we barely ever watch. But kept the main one. So the Prime one is free with Prime, Amazon Prime. And there's some music there and stuff. I kept that one because Amazon Prime, we use Amazon enough to make that worthwhile. Netflix, there's just so many shows my kids. Yeah, they only use the free. You know what? The free ones are great. So I cut all the extras. I cut all the add-ons. And Disney comes free with my phone service. So and I mean it's in there somewhere, but it costs no less to not have it. So I have that one. So like because I have a mobile phone in Canada with a certain provider, Disney Channel is part of it. So that's a fucking good deal. You know what? Oh, 30 years. Wow, Majestic Back. I have not watched TV like. Well, the last time I watched it was when I was in Halifax because I was watching the local TV in the hotel room. But no, I really don't watch TV. And even now, like when you guys see me on YouTube in the side chat, that's my watch time. That's what I'm watching. And if it's not a live show, like when I'm driving, I have YouTube Premium. That's another super luxury I have, but I love having it. I'll turn on like somebody's channel and I'd listen to an old show or a live. Either way, I can't really comment, but I just turn it on and listen. And I really enjoy that. I enjoy that. And I enjoy the fact that people come here and interact with me and I get a chance to chat and talk to people with the stuff I'm into. So yeah, I mean, like I really want to sort of keep reaching people and encourage people to think of humanity as like a unified thing with a lot of great fucking disparate parts. You stopped watching when you lived in Halifax. All right. Well, I was only in Halifax for a conference, Majestic Beck, but that's awesome. I love, you know what? And that's the other thing is I love my country. And I don't want to otherize people and be like rah rah like my hometown team or whatever. But the shit going on with Trump has kind of unified Canadians in a fun way. So there's a lot of posts on social media about what you can do. Oh, Majestic Beck went to art school. You know, they didn't accept me to art school. They said I wasn't artistic enough or I wasn't good enough. I applied at Concordia to go to art school, and I flew to Concordia to present my portfolio and stuff and get interviewed. And they didn't, I don't know, they didn't like me. And all my friends that knew me and my art were like, they're fucking wrong. And then I was like, well, you know what? I guess I'm a contractor now. And I never really got back into art until recently. And so when I do these AI art things and I have these crazy ideas in my head, I love having them just pop up. But I also love that Andrew is offering to help me like make my art better. And I would love to have like some really good stuff. Flasher too much. Flasher. You've been watching a lot of Flasher. I don't know what Flasher is. Holly, is that a streaming service? Tried to do art school. It was too expensive. Yeah, Andrew, school is expensive. And that was the other reason I became a contractor is because like I knew my parents couldn't afford it. They sent my sister to school, and that was a lot. You were NASCAD. Okay. Give a studio director at the Mary Black Gallery on Barrington Street in Halifax. Oh, that's cool. My friend worked at an art gallery in Halifax quite a while ago. I saw her there. She gave us a tour of that. I don't know the name of the gallery. Or was it no, it was a museum. She was at a museum that also had an art gallery. But I think it was a museum she worked at. I bet she knew that gallery. I bet studio director at Mary Black. Majestic Beck, I bet you know my friend. Her name is Meredith. Last name Dalt. And she's in Kingston now. She used to work in Toronto at I cannot remember the name. And her father is an art critic, retired now. So her last name you would probably know from he was often published in Canadian newspapers and other publications for his art critique. So yeah, you might know her. Her sister's also an artist of some repute. Lewis and Tools. Nope, don't know that one. You'd think I'd know them all. A lot of my friends were at the Eastern Front Gallery, Majestic Beck. That was kind of a bigger deal when Loomis friggin' Grandma. I don't fucking know. Do you know Rob Farmer? Majestic Beck. Robert Farmer. He's a painter that I have known for a long time. And yeah, a lot of so an interesting thing about Al Trucker is that a lot of his friends are very artistic. All Canadians know each other. That's true. That's true, Victoria. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Where Victoria is. I mean, I know where Victoria is. It's in BC, but your Victoria, I think, is a Saskatchewan. And I love Saskatchewan. Like Saskatchewan gets so much fucking like it's too fucking flat, but like, you know, my memories are sketchy since my resurrection. All right, Majestic Beck. You know what? I know a few talented artists from, you know, the late 90s, early 2000s was kind of a time when a lot of my people, like the people in my group who I haven't necessarily grown apart from, we've all gone off to raise families and shit. Oh, you're in Regina. Okay. People love Regina because it rhymes with a word. I can't remember which one. Anyway, so Regina is named for the Queen. That is flat. Majestic Beck. Oh fuck. Majestic Beck, I think, Is Torontonian or Toronto person now? I have robot voice? Jason, are you saying I have a robot voice? Fuck, I wonder why. Testing. 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 Is this a robot voice? Holy fuck. So if I say vagina, it sounds like a robot vagina. 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 Okay, let's try this. Unplugging my mic. Plugging it back in. Testing. Testing. 1, 2. Test. 1, 2. Settings. Audio. Blue snowball. Testing. Test. 1, 2. Test. 1, 2. How's that? Still there. 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 0. Is that better? What I just said in binary was absolutely nothing. I just was alternating. It worked. Okay, well, unplugged and replugged, and then I switched the source. All right, that's good to hear. So now if I want to be a robot, I have to like do it myself. I have to say arigato, Mr. Roboto. Is that how that goes? Who likes the intergalactic music video like way too much? Am I the only Beastie Boys fan? And I grew up with the Beastie Boys. The Beastie Boys were so popular, and I loved them in elementary school. And then I didn't really care about them, but they're around all the time. And now as an old man, I fucking love it, you know? I fucking love it. Like I go back to Intergalactic, and it's Damori Gato, Mr. Roboto. Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, so I found out. I don't know if this is true, but I found out by watching a YouTube video of their video. They didn't get a permit, and so like they were on the Tokyo subway, and they didn't have a permit to be there, so they were just fucking doing it. What is my Discord handle? My Discord handle is Al Trucker. Okay, here we go. Can I go, if I go here? No, that's YY. He's starting it up again. Okay. If I wasn't married, I would marry the AI woman in my video. Hot dogging. Okay. Here I am. I'm trying to look at today's video because that's how I can scoop up that thing. Live. Here we go. All right. Here I am. Yeah, there we go. Body moving. What? Maybe it was Belgian. Alter the voice on key commands to show. That would be wild. BC fan. My favorite is Motorhead. Oh yeah, Motorhead was fucking awesome. Okay, so I'm trying to. Can I copy this? No. My unfinished journey at gmail.com. Okay, I'm just gonna write you an email. I'll go do that right now. Just go to Gmail. There we go. Gmail. Okay. I stopped getting emails. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Close. Because this isn't my regular one. Here we go. Sign into this one. Next. Okay. Oh, I gotta entertain people somehow. Okay, see how fucked up that is. There we go. Continue. There we go. Cancel. Oh no, don't want to do this. Continue. Fuck, am I here? Jesus. Okay. See now. Okay, so here's the thing: is remember I don't know if Commander's still there, but Okay, 2. My unfinished journey. Okay, now I got to go back to my unfinished. That dash was 140 years ago. What the fuck? The gain is a little high. Fuck. Okay, I don't know if I can fix that. Where is it? My unfinished journey at gmail.com. Okay, I'm almost there. My unfinished journey at gmail.com. Here we go. And subject is hello. And here we go. I can put this in here. Just say, hey. I'm saying hell. And now, okay. Can I send it? There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this and get rid of this. And there's so many fucking things all over the fucking place here. Are we back? Jesus Christ. Here it is. All right, I'm back. Okay, another dimension, maybe I was behind. Oh yeah, that's where my family came from. I was German 550 years ago. Okay, second gen German ain't really diaspora. Your gain is a little okay. Maybe it's Belgian. Okay. Is my mic still fucked? Okay. Yeah, Sumami, you were back. You were back at the German diaspora conversation, where we were talking about how German I am and how German my wife is. I'm pretty fucking German. I'm German, Irish, Scottish, English. The audio is good. That's good to hear. I'm gonna have to start making money with my voice, so I'm gonna have to start reading like really sexy books in a sexy, deep voice and talk about, purple-headed warriors thrusting into her quivering love pudding, that kind of thing. Mama, have you done the DNA test? It might be more German than you. You might be Sumami. I don't know. I did the DNA test, but I don't know who Mama is, because I don't know who that is. Mike is still good. Okay. Sumami, I don't know. Like, if we ever meet in person, we'll have a German off. I hope you're prepared to put on your lederhosen, and I will make a sausage wurst out of beer. I did Sumami. I did it on 23andMe because my sister bought it for me for a Christmas present. German, Irish, and Native Canadian. Ancestry will show you the percentage. Yeah. I did it on 23andMe. It did show some percentages. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I could probably pull it up. Oh no, not 23andMe. Apparently they're going out of business. But you know what, Sumami? That's how I did it because that's what I got. I mean, my sister gave it to me, and she had done it. And a couple of our aunts are on there. My mom's on there. I mean, it works, like, in terms of, like, they connected us. We got Vicious. I don't know what that means, because I think Sumami's actually, like, learned the fucking German and I haven't. Nick 9 Lederhosen. I don't know. I gotta get a better German accent. I have a terrible German accent for someone with German ancestry. It's a front for data collection. They don't actually care about genealogy. Sumami, you might be right. You totally might be right. I love how Sumami, like, took the conversation right back to where it was, like, 18 minutes ago. As a genealogist, yes. I'll make the sausage wurst. We'll have you guys ever heard of eel wurst? I had no idea that eel was being made into pate sausage until the Germans came around. It's okay, Sumami. I love it. I jump around. I saw a great hat. I don't know if I could wear this one at work. But looking at politics. Oh, Jasper, are you from Germany? That's cool. Wait, I was about to say Auf Wiedersehen, but that's not. I only know how to say Fingerut. Auf Wiedersehen, Dankeschön, Bitteschön, and Arigato. No, that's Japanese. I'm thinking of all the words I know from our opposition in the Second World War. North America just ate less eel to begin with. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's the old that old Dean Martin song. When an eel bites your thigh, and you scream and you writhe, that's amore. Sorry. I know everybody just left because I sang. Beer and coffee. The Kinderfaust. So I don't know how to say Fingerot. Do you know what a Fingerot is? Put your guess in the thing if you know what a Fingerot is, because that's like one of the only German words I know. And I learned so before they had like Duolingo, my friend was going to go to Italy. She ended up moving to fucking Italy, so it's a good thing she got this book. It's a good thing she learned this phrase, and I learned it with her. So we had tapes and CDs and stuff. It was either a cassette tape or a CD. I can't remember, but she bought these things from Grobwurst Energy. Agunsnet. Gesundheit. I know how to say Gesundheit. Beyond Kaffee. I guess that we have all this great German thing going on here. Just because I have like German DNA, but I don't really speak any German. We're now having this like German off. I don't remember that lyric. You don't remember the one about? You haven't touched Duolingo in months? All right, well, that's okay. I think it means two tongues. My shit is fucked. I can say, how are you this afternoon, morning, night to my crows? Okay, well, you know what? Someone's actually done the entire thing, the entire Dean Martin song, with the moray eel in all the things. And I've tried to come up with a few of my own. That one, I don't know whether that's a repeat or whether that one, the one about, is it a rude German hand gesture? Wie geht's es der Abend mein Rabbi? Wie geht's es der Abend mein Rabbi? You know what? I think that means all of my ramen noodles are bendy. That's just a guess. That's my guess. Your Gesundheit is on point. Okay, thank you very much, Jasper. So because I don't believe in God or blessing people with God, I say Gesundheit, and I know I also know it in large part. I know it because I grew up with a Germanish family, and that was like one thing we said a lot growing up was Gesundheit, to make sure that people were good, right? Is it a rude German hand gesture? German hand gestures have been a topic of great discussion, apparently, and I don't want to go down that road. But I do want to say Hail Sagan, the traditional German ramen. Is it mixed with eelwurst? you may bead the cows to spy for the allies. Need the cow. Yeah, we may need the crows. Have you been counting crows, Shimami? That's a music joke, in case anybody didn't get it. Yeah. So I've actually been trying to slip like a bunch of like fun in jokes into all my music, and then Dr. Tapp was talking to me. He's like, these are really really obscure, and he's like, yes, it's because Starfire helped me with this. Like Starfire's best line in the entire movie from Teen Titans Go to the Movies, is Challenges of the Unknown. Now that is the obscure. That is awesome. To the Eastern Front. I was talking about the Eastern Front. So the Eastern Front Gallery was an art gallery that friends of mine were members of, because it started at, I think, on, is it on Eastern? Isn't Tap under 30? No, he's over 30. He's over 30. Tap was born, I think Tap was born the year I got my driver's license. Is Tap a baby? He's very young, Sumami. I think he's 33. I think he's 33. He turned 33 this year to piss off the Flurfs. So, that was really good of him. Well, it wasn't this year. No, I think like this year, like he's a baby. I think he turned 33 on his birthday that was back in, I'm pretty sure, November. It's in the late part of the year. I know that. I should know it because he's like my best friend and everything, but like I fucking don't. I'm bad with dates. I'm bad with names. And I keep calling him different things. Sometimes I call him Michael. Sometimes I call him Vandy. Sometimes I call him Tap. Sometimes I call him Dr. Tap. Hey, you're here. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Did anybody know that Vandy was fucking listening? I knew how old you were. I said you turned 33 to piss off the Flirts. Holy fuck. Dr. Tap is here. I finally summoned the Tap. I didn't even tell him I was here or anything. So I figured he'd be fucking shooting lasers off somewhere, right? You're getting red for work. What are you reading for work, Dr. Tap? Or is that supposed to be ready? IOM is like the way that yeah, he's only 33. So mommy, he really is. You rang. Yeah, I can't believe we talked about him enough to get him to fucking talk. You know, it's entirely possible. I'm gonna go on a limb and say Dr. Tap woke up and at some point after like filling his bowl and smoking a few rips off of that big bong, he's like, holy shit, Al's alive. I'll just turn that on while I'm shaving my balls and shit. And then somebody talked about him enough, like in the chat, that I ended up talking about him. And then all of a sudden, he's like, oh, I gotta fucking make a comment. Because you know what? When this derails him, because Tap's my best friend, I know this stuff that happens before work for him derails him greatly. His whole day is going to be off. There's a laser that is going to be like 3 nanometers to the left all fucking day because of this. And you know, he has to get himself, like he has to contort himself. Like, remember in Carrie where she like gets herself on her back and comes climbing down the stairs in Carrie with the fucking thing. That's how he has to go and work. He works with the fucking laser alignment fucking optics. He has to twist himself into that position and operate a little knob. And he won't be able to do that today because of this whole thing. From The Exorcist. Oh, what I said it was Carrie, right? Fuck. No, that's The Exorcist. Carrie's fucking terrible. Carrie's fucking Mean Girls 1970 with the last 30s year for me. Are you in your last 30s year, Andrew? Is that what you're saying? Like you're 39 or something? I was 39 once. This is the year that I turned 49. This is the year that I'm finally admitting to everyone that I'm in my late 40s. I hope you guys can handle that. Dr. Smooth Sack. 39. All right. Oh, I remember my 19th birthday. We went to the bar that I've been going to for 5 years and drank and freaked out all the people there with the fact that I was finally old enough to drink there. You're going to be 38? Are you questioning me, Sumami? I don't know. 18 with 25 years of experience. Jason, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. The longer you can be 18, the better. George Burns was being 18 or something. There's been a lot of them, right? Like the Freaky Friday type of thing. I talk about this every once. Permanently 20. Sumami, I always think about you as being quite young. And you're a lot younger than I am. So, I mean, I guess you are young. Yeah, like when I'm like, I realize I'm checking out like, like a 39-year-old or something. I'm like, well, she's too young for me. You got some Francais overlapping in there sometimes. Oh, wait. I'm an 85 baby, so the last of the millennials, apparently. I always thought it would fit more with Jenna. Yeah, you know what? So, like, there's kind of like a bit of a cusp in there, Andrew, where there's an overlap. And I overlap more with like the early Gen Xers. I tend to remember more of their shit just somehow. I don't know how. Tori is 41, maybe 42. 42, you know what? Tori, that's the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. I mean, King of the Age Mountain at 58. I don't know, Journey. You might be. Totally might be. So you're 10 years older than I am. I got a weird story. Before long, Rainbow Bright. I thought Rainbow, yeah, Mean Crush and Rainbow Bright. I thought Rainbow Bright was the fucking was Rainbow Bright a person? I don't fucking remember. I thought Rainbow Bright was like that fucking black screen that you put a paper on and stuck pegs in. You had a crush on Peter Pan in 1990. Oh, that ain't nothing. I had a crush on Phoebe Cates in 1982. A Light Bright. Oh, okay. Is Rainbow Bright and Light Bright not the same fucking thing? Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're if you're if you're dreaming about sticking your schlong in in a bunch of like lit up little beads, little plastic beads, I guess you got problems. Paula Abdul, yeah, Paula Abdul, she was not my kind of music at all, but she's forever your girl. Yeah, Paula Abdul is I mean, I'm gonna say like Phoebe Cates. Phoebe Cates is like one of the best. There was a girl that was on the newsroom that's like she's literally my big crush. But at the Canadian newsroom, apparently there was an American newsroom, so I don't want to like fuck this up here and make people think the wrong thing. But yeah, she was great. I forget everything about her, but she was amazing. In that show, she was just amazing. And she was like when I was in whatever age I was back then. This is long before I met my wife, when I found the real love of my life, and now I don't think about her anymore. But but I gotta say, I really, really was into this chick. She was like, I was like, this is the woman I gotta find, and my wife just blew her out of the water. So there you go. Light bright. Then on the magic of color. Okay, you know what? I remember this. I remember this like saying from like the TV show or whatever the fuck it was. It was like an ad, right? Light bright. Then on the magic of color. Light. Yep. Yeah, it was like a giant fucking light bulb in there, like the Torchiers of the 90s. Man, my spell checker is FUBAR. You know what? I have a tool called a FUBAR. I used it yesterday 3 times. It was awesome. 79. Paula Abdul wasn't like singing in 79, was she? Yeah. Man, I've been going a long ass fucking time. I gotta check my calendar and see what fucking meetings I'm missing. I actually don't know if I have meetings today. I feel like I do. Oh yeah, I gotta go to the store, but I don't have any meetings. It's tomorrow at 5 p.m. I got a meeting. Okay, that's good. Rainbow Bright commercial, and it froze you. What do you mean it froze you, Tsunami? What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean it froze you? Or you mean you watched it on like your phone or your computer or something, and it fucking like hung the whole fucking thing? That fucking happens, isn't it? It's fucking wild. It's wild how like you open one more thing. It's like it's the straw that broke the camel's back, and it's just you open a thing. I don't know if that's what Tsunami's talking about, but I fucking done that. It's like you got like 285 tabs open, and you open one more, and all of a sudden your fucking thing dies, and you're like, well, I guess I should have closed those earlier. But yeah, you got to remember to like kill your apps or whatever, like flip them off your iPhone or whatever. Bright tinkly colors, yay! Oh, did I say twinkly colors? Yeah, you spelled colors wrong, but that's okay. Deer headlights, deer eye headlights. Yeah, headlights are great, eh? I mean, I'm not making a sexual innuendo. I actually had a bigger issue turning 30 than I did with turning 40. When I was dealing with a lot when I was turning 30. You know what, Tori? I don't know what you were dealing with back then. Tori strikes me as the kind of person that has a lot of weight on her shoulders and just quietly deals with it all day long. I don't know Tori super well, but I know Tori enough to know she's a hardworking person who does a lot, and she's a great supporter for the community too. I gotta say, Tori is everywhere, and this is something I was going to talk about this earlier, and I kind of went off on one of my ADHD ramblings. Like I was going to say, I'm not very good at like getting people to watch my show, but I am good at connecting people together, and so I gotta say, like, so when DC was on BSS a couple of weeks ago, I was really proud of that whole thing because I somehow found DC and the MLM stuff like really struck a chord with me. I don't know why, because I never did MLM. I knew people that did it. I've got one friend online who was doing a Sensi pretty hard. Oh yeah, thank you so much, Beck. So and I'll probably end the show now too, because like I have been on here for over 2.5 hours, and I wasn't expecting to go this long. Yeah, Tap fell asleep. Well, he probably listened to me like tell him about how derailed he'd be, and was thinking about how many vertebrae he would have to remove to bend himself into the ocular alignment position. And I was like, oh fuck, I gotta stop this. I gotta stop this shit. I gotta get in my car. I gotta drive to work, and I gotta think about lasers. All right, and just remember, I'm wearing a fucking Canada cap right now. I have my trucker hat with a big Canadian flag on it because rah Canada. All right, so Dr. Tap I think Dr. Tap can attest to the fact that I brought the DC MLM community to the BSS community by introducing them. And Dr. Tap was super great at, like, I don't know why he's a philanthropist of memberships and stuff. And he like went in there and blew his fucking wad on memberships all over the place and ingratiated himself to DC. And then DC and her community got to know the BSS community and vice of diversity, and it's awesome. Tapioca Weasel is going to get distracted, accidentally discover something that revolutionizes physics. You know what? Nothing Tap does is accidental. I love my laser engraver, not as complicated as Dr. Tap's apparatus. I don't want to hear about Tap blowing loads. You know what, Sumami? None of us do. But he does it. He has a problem. He's in a support group, and we all need to support him in not giving memberships to everybody every day, because he's got to save up money. Because he's going to meet a nice girl, Weasel, one day, and they're going to get married. And there's going to be lots of custard. Anyway, that is not an innuendo. I want a photonic thingamajig. So, I wanted to talk to Kyle about this because, like, he does the astrophotography and cosmic shit. I keep giving memberships to the other support group members. Yeah, because it's an online support group that does like a live show, and he gives it the fucking thing. Still Hete. I think you mean here. Those would be photonic loads. Yes. Well, you know what? If you can see anything glistening in the moonlight, that's photons for you. So this is the thing I want to talk to Cosmic Kyle about. I don't know if Kyle's still here. We have like 19 people watching. It's pretty fucking amazing for an Al Trucker stream. So I wanted to say that thing about that I brought those two communities together, which is awesome. But I also wanted to say, I love photons. I love what light is. And that light goes through stuff differently than we do. And yet, like, we are the light, right? Like the light is bouncing off of us. And the light that comes to us that energy is making us us. And I know that's not entirely true. I know there's a little bit more to it than that. But I find it fucking awesome. Those might take your eye out going at the speed of light, but lacking the mass, I think it'd be okay. Yeah. I don't refract. Well, you can diffract then, Jason. There was a big fucking refraction, diffraction conversation in one of the stupidest fucking what is it? Holy shit. That's right. Tori, you are 100% right. This happened. I'm off of the fucking, I can see the flirt thing. It's Alan from Space Audits who is he is a fucking dingle twat. He's a dingle. If there is a dingle twat picture, it's fucking Alan from Space Audits. And he brings disrepute to my name because my full name is Alan. Al, I remember you saying something about Maya trying forever to hit 1,000 followers in one of DC's lives, and we said, okay, bet, and we helped. Yeah. And you know what? And Tori, and you know what I got to say, and this is what I was saying about Tori. You were there for it. You were, Tori. You were there. And Tori is one of those people who, if she's got the time and the occasion to be at somebody's live stream and say a few kind words, and even just hello, Tori is there. Tori is amazing. You can't stay up till 9:30. Yeah, Sumami, I can't either. And the new job I have so far has had an early Monday start every time, but it's only been a couple of times. But I suspect with the work we're doing and where we're starting from, it's going to be like that. Other good thing about this job is when the weather gets a little better, I may be able to just bring the truck home and drive straight from home. Because I live a little closer to some of the jobs, so that might actually work out well. And my boss is cool with it if I need to. My other boss let me do it sometimes, like on occasion when it was really advantageous, but didn't like it because there could be issues with the truck, and then there's no mechanic there to fix it, which is a fair point. It's a fair point. But yeah, no, this one, like, it's not like there's a mechanic there, and I'm not. My place is probably closer to whoever's coming to fix it anyway, unless it's my boss, and I could probably fix it anyway. So it's not that big of a deal usually. There's the tilting windmill. Oh yes, what a great reference to Cervantes. There we go. The article, light particles doing something with 37 different dimensions. Yeah. The dimensionality of the world in the quantum realm, I think, is pretty cool. They aren't Hancock loads; those were deadly. Shot straight through the roof. All right. So yeah, 2 hours 40 minutes nearly. I think we're here. I don't know what windmill is saying. Maybe. I was listening to this great show. There's a younger woman hosts it with her professor. They may I don't know if she has her PhD now. She probably does, because it was a couple of years ago. She did a show. I should find it. If I can find it, I'll put it somewhere. And my thought with this show is that we should listen to people that are at the cutting edge of this stuff and what they're saying. They're trying to explain where we're at with string theory and other sort of quantum physics ideas about what happens with the subatomic realm. And we learn more and more about it all the time. And I think some people are frustrated that we don't learn it fast. And we don't, these big shifts in knowledge don't happen overnight. They don't happen so fucking quickly. But I think it's good that we keep working on it, because some of what we find out may lead to, as it has in the past, better technology and a better world for people. And I guess maybe, to bring it back to the politics that I was talking about at the beginning of the show, I think we need to stop thinking in the idea that humanity is a sports event where there's a winner and a loser. There could be a whole lot of fucking winners. And I think that maybe that's where this capitalist competition idea, it's a great way to breed innovation in a way, but it's not, if it's unfettered and not at all controlled, and we allow one thing to fucking get a hold of the entire world and take over, that's not good for us. And seeing that happen in American politics over the last number of decades, and particularly where it's reached now, it's a little bit off-putting, to say the least. And the unfortunate thing is that these things always pull themselves down. If they actually accomplish what they're trying to accomplish, the people will be so disenfranchised that they will take down the current franchise, and the franchise will be disemboweled. And that's the problem with this stuff, is that these things rise to power and then find themselves like Mussolini hanging in the public square. And that's not necessarily where this needs to go. If cooler heads would prevail and smart things were being done by smart people, instead of stupid things being done by conniving people, we'd be a lot better off. That's where I'm going to leave this. So be as good as you can at being yourself today. I hope you have people in your life that you love and that love you. And if you don't, I love and appreciate you very much for coming by here. Thank you for being a great human being. Thank you for being a great person in this world, and doing what you can, doing your part to help move us along. The world will keep spinning and taking us wherever we're going, but humanity has great things to accomplish still, as much as it's done. And let's do that. That's really cool, what everybody's talking about. And it's 37 dimensions from I gotta put this up here because I want to. Scientific American is about 37 light particles in 37 dimensions. So, and that this multiple dimension thing is something that I've heard about in string theory, where there's multiple dimensions at different levels of thought, and there's not a current one thought is of like, and this was a couple of years ago. They may have made more inroads in this, but the idea is that we think about four dimensions and understand four dimensions quite well. What we don't do is understand dimensions beyond that, because we can quite easily understand what goes on in like a Cartesian space, and then we can understand that Cartesian space and what's in it changes over what we call time, that fourth dimension. What we have trouble with understanding in our brains is this other stuff, and that's another thing humanity's working on. I find it really cool, and what's going on here is being reflected out into the universe, and what we do today will be seen billions of years from now somewhere far across the universe. And that's pretty cool. So make sure that what you're doing reflects well on us. Thanks very much, everyone. Thanks for coming by. It was great. Sorry my camera is fucked up and my mic got fucked up, but I had a good time, and I loved having you all here. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Oh, you know what? I'm simultaneously accessing at least a few dimensions right now. So, all right. Enjoy. Adios. Yes. Arigato. Sayonara. Taranara. I don't know. And au revoir. And a bientôt.